So I love that there's an argument in the entire movie. She keeps calling me Chai Race, even though my name is Chris Madea. No, you're Chai Race Herman. Hello, I just wanted to thank you for clicking on my video, and I wanted to let you know not only do I create content in my YouTube channel here, Class in a Glass, but I'm also on Twitch where I play single-player games, multiplayer games, I do movie reviews, cartoon reviews, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Also, it would be a big help if you can check out my Patreon, where you can gain access to audio commentaries, reactions, and the ability to submit questions for my podcasts and videocasts. And all that content can be found in the links below. In the meantime, enjoy the video. I appreciate it, chat. But now, let's go ahead and get into tonight's questions. Thanking all my very generous patrons, chat. Whether you're a $1 subscriber, $2 subscriber, $5, $10, $15, $25, no matter what, chat, it helps out. Seriously, thank you so much for subscribing on my Patreon. But now, let's go ahead and answer the questions of some of my most generous patrons, chat. Starting with Isaac Stevenson. Dad Chicken Wing, I am answering these in such a way where it's the first come, first serve. So if you submit these questions first, I got to go ahead and read your first, okay? That's how it has to be, chat. So we're going to start with Isaac Stevenson, Dad Chicken Wing. His first question is this, chat. You might like this question. You'll like it. What is a video game franchise you'd wish they discontinue instead of making more of? You know, it's like, at the top of my head, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about games like, oh, well, you know, annual sports titles like NHL and Madden and FIFA, but I don't play those games, so I can't really give an honest answer. That's not fair. That's not fair to those. I just don't play them. I know of other people who play them are just like, yeah, they're just fucking annualizing. They rarely update them, rarely change anything to them, and, you know, maybe they look a little bit prettier, but it's just another fucking cash grab. It's the same goddamn game every single fucking year. And so it's like, okay, it's not fair for me to pick like an annual sports sales. Not fair for me to pick something like Call of Duty, which I think would be another popular answer. Like, I haven't played like a lot of Call of Duty shit. Like I did play a Call of Duty recently last year. I played a Call of Duty, what was it, Cold War, Black Ops Cold War? I forget what it was, but that one. I enjoyed it. I liked the campaign shell. After the multiplayer a little bit, it was fun. But before that, like, I think the last Call of Duty game I played was the original Blops, maybe Modern Warfare 2. So I haven't played it for a while. So I just didn't play those. But I can answer this with a couple ones. And it's just these games that either I've tried to get back into, like, okay, maybe I've taken a break from them and I just didn't care for them all that much. And maybe I played a couple of them or played some recently. It's just like, yeah, this is just not doing for me. I played already a lot of entries in the series, if you will. And so a couple came to mind. Number one being, chat, is Assassin's Creed. This is nearly an annualized title by Ubisoft. I had played, like a lot of people did, I played the original Assassin's Creed game. I played the Ezio trilogy. I played the Assassin's Creed 3, which Assassin's Creed 3 is the one I felt started to get really burned out. I really did not like that game. I did not like the story. I did not like the character of Connor. You know, I mean, I get why he's all fucking sad and shit because, you know, he's a Native American. His people are being wiped out. It's genocide. I know, but God, crack a smile, man. You're meeting George Washington the first time. That's kind of cool. He's like, no, it's like, forget you. Then they want me back with Black Flag, but Black Flag was the one was like, okay, Black Flag, I'm ending this on a good note. Really like that game. Really, you don't really become an assassin until, like, late game. The character of Edward Kenway's like, yeah, I don't give a shit about your assassin Templar war. Fuck that. And I kind of, that appealed to me. I was like, yeah, fuck him. It's the same goddamn thing. But then eventually, you know, in the final act, you know, he's like, all right, I'll be an assassin. Christ. And so I was like, okay, whatever. But that was the last Assassin's Creed game I played for a while. And then I was interested, and then, you know, because I skipped, what was it? The French one, the one in France. I don't know what its name is. Assassin's Creed Unity? I think it's Unity. And then they did the British one. They did the Victorian one, which is Syndicate. And I was like, I don't really care. They did like another one which I thought was interesting, which was called like Assassin's Creed Rogue, where you play an assassin turned Templar. I was like, that's kind of interesting. I may want to check that out, but I never did. Never checked it out. I think I released like the same day as Unity, or they were releasing the same fucking game, or at least two Assassin's Creed games in the same day. It was nuts. Thank you, Dutch for the 5 days. They should have ended the Monster at 3 and then do all their entries focused on the assassins of the past. Yeah, and like and the big thing, I mean, the big thing that really stopped being appealing about the Assassin's Creed franchise was just the story. It got so goddamn, by 3 it was so muddled. I'm like, wait, are we fighting gods? And but there's aliens. I'm like, wait, what? And it didn't make any sense anymore. I didn't care about it. It was boring to me. I was at a point like I hated the Miles character. Was that his main? I mean, when you get Nolan North to voice a character, and I hate that character, it's like, what the fuck? You messed up. You messed up. One of the most, charming voice actors working today, Chet, and fucking Nathan Drake. It's like, you kidding me? And the character you have him voicing is boring as a goddamn carrot, a fucking stump of a person. It's like, no, thank you. So that didn't help. Although I like the Edward Kenway character, I thought, and that's played by Matt Ryan, who also plays Constantine in that DC series back in the day. Good actor, and I liked his take on the character. But I was like, okay, I skipped all those, and then they did the recent like trilogy, if you want to call it that, the 3 most recent Assassin's Creed games, which were Origins, which took place in Egypt, Odyssey, and then they did Valhalla, which I did play. And I was interested in Origins and Odyssey because I liked the Egyptian period and the ancient Greek period. I was like, oh, that's cool. But the thing that kept me away from those games, it wasn't even like the whole story, the mumbo jumbo, because I heard like the story's less and less and less important, like the modern day thing in all those games. Like, okay, that's cool. But the thing that kept me away from them was just what I think has been plaguing Ubisoft for years now, and where all their games are just filled with busy work, where we're going to put a whole bunch of missions in there that are irrelevant to the story and character building or what have you, and it's just fucking busy work. It's fetch quest after fetch quest. It's you maybe you unlock a little weapon or something or some XP, but it's the same stuff. It's the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. I think it's the thing that's plaguing like a lot of Ubisoft games. So many of them are becoming the same thing, whether it be Watch Dogs or The Division or Ghost Recon, Assassin's Creed, chat. Far Cry, even though I still like Far Cry, but even I'm like, I'm going to towers, I'm getting all this stuff. It's very similar, but I'd still like that gameplay loop. But there's no doubt it's similar to those other ones. But I was like, okay, and I was like, well, I skipped Origins, I skipped Odyssey, but Vikings, Valhalla. I was like, oh, that's the one. I want to check that one out. I think that sounds really, really cool. I liked all the trailers. I liked the idea of the story. I was like, all right, let's fucking do it. And at first, I was digging. I was liking. I picked my Ivor was the female Ivor. I just like that character. I think the last time I played as a female assassin, I did that. I forgot to mention this. There was an Assassin's Creed. I think I had a good idea. It was called like Assassin's Creed, like Liberty or Liberation, where you played a black female assassin during I think it was like right before the American Revolution in like the 1760s, and when France owned the Louisiana still, and that was really interesting. Like liberating slaves and stuff. Like she should have been the main assassin. I thought that was really cool. But it was a mobile game. It was eventually released to consoles. That's why I played on 360. So I played that one. But with Valhalla, I was like, so this is my second time playing a female assassin. Hey, I think that's kind of cool. I like the whole Viking aesthetic. But after a while, I just played it for, I feel like, over a month. I feel like I played this game for a long time on stream. And I just felt like I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm just doing the same fucking shit over and over and over again. And I'm like, okay, I get the story. It'll be all about the Templars and the Assassins eventually. I understand. But there was a point I'm like, I'm done. I didn't even rage quit it. I was just like, I've had my fill. I need to move on to something else. And I feel like I played Deadpool after that. I played the Deadpool game, which I'm a huge fan of. That was such a wonderful palate cleanser. It's short. And the Assassin's Creed, it was so long and filled with so much busy work. I was like, I can't take this anymore. And it was such a turnoff. I was excited for it. I was jumping the franchise. I was giving it a chance. The game was getting great reviews. And I'm just like, yeah, I just don't get it. It's not for me. And it's one of those franchises that I just have no interest in, really. In terms of future, they're going to make them like this. And they're going to make them like these very, I love RPGs. They have a lot of RPG elements. And like Valhalla has very little in common with something like the original Assassin's Creed. When you compare, it's like, oh, wow. These feel like very different games to me at the very least. They very much moved away from the Assassin's Creed formula, especially in the Ezio trilogy, I'll say. But yeah, they keep going down the road they're going with these games. I just they're not for me anymore. They're boring, they're monotonous, and like I appreciate the aesthetic and how they're playing around with history, but they take too fucking long to get to, and I just don't like these big open worlds. Like I'm very particular about my open world games nowadays. I've talked about this before on stream, but you got to make me care about the open world. And I think like Ubisoft, like Ubisoft, and maybe like the developers who did like Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, they think, well, or maybe actually no, because that world is just empty. But I think Ubisoft is like, if we just fill it with a whole bunch of question marks, a whole bunch of exclamation points, if we just fill the map with punctuation, there you go. There's your world. There's your world to explore. And it's like, that's not enough. I need more than punctuation, chat. I need characters to care about, and that's a big thing that I just haven't felt with these games recently. I just don't care about these worlds, and after a while, it's like I don't care about these worlds, I don't care about these characters, and I just don't care about what I'm doing, and I'm just kind of done. So if Ubisoft said we're done with Assassin's Creed, I'd be like, yeah. Good. Because I don't think I'm going to play it anymore. Beerman Central, thank you for the 5 biddies. Yes, it's getting boring. For me, it's getting boring. I know some people really love Valhalla. I know some people really love this new iteration of Assassin's Creed. But yeah, for me, Assassin's Creed is just, it's been played out. It's been played out, and I'm just done, and I'm really just sick of these. I mean, Ubisoft in general, these open world games, I just don't care for them anymore. From them. Because these open worlds are not filled with anything interesting for me. So yeah, and you can say that for a lot of their Watch Dogs and The Division and Ghost Recon. All those games are all in the same boat. It's not for me anymore. I need more punctuation. I know that's what Ubisoft thinks. You need more punctuation. I need more than punctuation. Oh, I got you. Yes, that's a hell of a fucking quote, right? Put that on the game. That's my review. You're like the lead character in Orange, but. That's only one since Black Flag and Black Flag was the last one. I'm like, this is really good. This is really good. Comic Sans stream is fun. Let's put more Comic Sans in there. I'd appreciate that. Yeah. Yeah, Ubisoft needs to go fuck you. Well, some of their employees definitely do. Especially they're so focused on action and not enough story. Yeah, it's like thank you for the 5 minutes, by the way. It's funny. We talked briefly about Vanny. He recently replayed Final Fantasy VII Remake. And it's new DLC, the integrated DLC, which focuses on the character of Yuffie. And one of his complaints about the game was the padding. And it's like, I like Remake, but it has padding issues. It has some pacing issues, and it's because it's filled with side quests that mean fucking nothing. They mean fuck all to the main story. Like, I'm the guy that says, like, listen, if you're making an RPG, I'd rather you fill it with, like, 30 robust side quests that have stories and make me feel connected to the world and the characters than 200 fucking side quests, which mean nothing. I'll take that. I'll tell you, less is more, chat. It really is. It really is, in my opinion. It's like, just give me some quality side quests, and I'll be fucking good in a game, and then of course give me a robust main campaign. But yeah, that's what I kind of want with a lot of these, RPGs at this point. To do that, and I think we're good. And then do DLCs, and I'll buy it. Of course, if they're story focused. Yakuza does good with sides. See, I never played the Yakuza games. I want to play a couple this year. I want to play Like a Dragon and Zero sometime this year, so I'll get to it. Red Wing, good to see you, Red Wing. Assassin's Creed was only supposed to be 3 games. The original creator got pushed out of Ubisoft after the second. Oh, after 2. I didn't know that. Witcher 3. Witcher 3 is like, I love Witcher 3, but even then it's like, and it has some great side quests, but then it feels like sometimes, like, I would be rewriting, and there would be like 6 fucking exclamation points and question marks, like, from where, like, one location. I was like, fuck, I gotta do all these too? It's a little overwhelming sometimes. It's a little too much. But it's a great game. It is a great game. We say, hey, did you do the thing? Go do it again. Pretty much, exactly. That's their MO. I love Tomb Raider 2013 side quest, tape recordings, and other characters in history. I really enjoyed Tomb Raider 2013. Really loved that. Glee, there's too many games to play to be bored for 100 hours. Yes, yeah, exactly. That's why I was like, I can move on. I didn't even rage quit. I was just like, I'm just done. I can move on. I love the Yakuza series side stories, and those are purposely silly. I've got Vibrato. Good to see you. Chris, what's your best example of a well-done open world game? I think one of my personal favorites in recent years was Horizon Zero Dawn. One, because it was such a different kind of open world game, because it was blending like the Neolithic period, like Stone Age technology with advanced robotics, set in this kind of weird dystopian world of all these different cultures, and I really love that. And it wasn't, it had side quests, but it wasn't filled with like 100 side quests. It was filled with, I don't know, maybe 30 side quests, maybe even less than that, scattered around the environment. I thought they were all fun. I got to meet new characters, got to experience new things, introduced me to new enemy types and things, and I liked it for that. I really feel like Horizon Zero Dawn did it very well. Trying to think what else. Thank you, Darcy, for the 5 minutes to add to RPGs, character classes. Why be an OP power fantasy character? Give me a class and never really play it that way. Yeah. Red Dead 2 even felt too long at times, even though I did really like it. See, I like Red. I had problems with Red Dead's busy work with, like, you have to clean your guns and clean your horse and get a haircut and, you know, make sure watch your weight. Like, that's too much. I was like, no fucking thank you. But I did like the world itself. I like that I could come upon, like, a guy who is eating someone and like take me back to his cannibal wife or something, or I find like these two guys trying to lynch this person. I stop and open up a quest line. Like, I liked how it handled those missions because they felt impactful, and you can handle them different ways as Arthur Morgan, or in Red Dead 1 as John Marston. Yeah, Red Dead Redemption 1 and Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, they you know, they have their issues, but the way they handled their open worlds, specifically in the quests in those open worlds, I thought were handled very well. Even something like GTA 5. I mean, that world is just filled with so much stuff. I'm not even talking about multiplayer. I'm not talking about online. I'm talking about just like playing as Michael, Trevor, or Franklin. You come upon certain things. Like, that world is so much fun to play in. It's a hell of a fucking sandbox, Jeff. That was me. There's probably some other things too, but those are a couple off the top of my head in terms of, I think, good open worlds and how they handle quests and things. It's not unrelated to like the question, but like an open world that I didn't care for at all. I kind of hinted at before, like Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, that's a world that is beautiful looking, and it's very inspired by Hayao Miyazaki and things like Princess Mononoke, and I like it for that, or, you know, or My Neighbor Totoro or something. But what I disliked about that world is it's empty. There's like, it's pretty, but I don't care about any of the people living there. I don't care about any of the inhabitants. It's like it's devoid of that type of personality, which bothered me. I like some aspects of the game, but that was like a big thing that really irked me. It's like, I don't give a fuck about this world if it burns or not. It don't scare. It's my plaything. Spider-Man. Spider-Man I thought was really good. It has some repetitiveness with some of the side quests and things, but what I did like about it was some of those other side missions, like Tombstones. That was you don't have to complete that, but like Tombstone side mission, I thought was really, really fun. That was good. Even like the collectible, how it handled collectibles, I thought was great. I think that was a question like a couple weeks ago. People asked me, like, what's my favorite collectible in the game? And I mentioned the backpacks in Spider-Man 2018, because it'd be like, I think it was like, funny enough, like 30 or 40 backpacks scattered across New York City. And you would get the backpack, you open up, and it would be reference to something of this Peter Parker's world. Like a past villain, like a part of Mysterio's helmet, or a little bit of sand in a vial that's like Sandman. It's like, oh, that's cool. Or even something simple that kind of even relates to the main story, where Peter has these recipes that Aunt May gave him when him and MJ were dating and they were cooking together, and he talks about this. Like, that shit I really like. That's some good environmental storytelling. Like, that's what I like. That's very much a good open world game. And using, but there's some repetitiveness of that. Like, I gotta stop the truck again. You know, I gotta stop the car and everything. I mean, it's not like Spider-Man 2, my red balloon, nothing like that. But you know, but overall, it worked more than it didn't, in my opinion. Now to continue on, and I'll pick your brains about what some of the ones for you, chat. Other than Assassin's Creed, Pokemon. You know, I'm very much a Gen 1, Gen 2 kid. I played Red, Blue, you know, Yellow. I played Gold and Silver and stuff. And I was like, okay, this is great. But, you know, I skipped certain generations. I just, thank you, Farwell, for resubscribing using the prompt description on my channel. Thank you. Happy to have you here. My favorite wolf. Welcome. Currently answering questions, talking about games that I feel like I wish they would discontinue or abandon, or maybe come back to at a later date. But Pokemon, chat. And, you know, listen, I've had my fun. I played the remake of Yellow on my channel like 2 years ago. I did a Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, which I really enjoyed. It was a remake of Yellow. It was kind of incorporating some elements of the Pokemon Go game and stuff. But, yeah, Game Freak does not innovate very well. It's kind of just been the same fucking game for the past 20 years. And it's like, okay, it's like you have the same formula, that's fine. But, like, can we get, like, an update graphically? It feels like it's been moving at a fucking snail's pace graphically. I would love, like, a true open-world Pokemon game that would look like God of War 2018. Like, there's no reason why Game Freak and Nintendo can't do that. Like, I would love a Pokemon. I mean, like, not that'd be necessarily photorealistic or something like that, but like, legitimately, like, okay, let's up the graphics. All right, let's like them really. So they can be cartoony and things. That's fine. But you could do better than what we got in something like Sun and Moon or Pokemon X and Y. It's like, come on. And the fact that they haven't in like 20 fucking years, 25 years, I'm like, yeah, they just want to do the same thing over and over and over again. And it gets boring. I tried to get back into X and Y back in the day, chat, and I couldn't. I got bored after the third gym. It's the same fucking thing. And they add extra things like you can prettify your Pokemon. You can make them, you can put a bow in their hair. It's like, I don't give a shit. That's not enough for me. That's not enough for me. You know, and so I want them to do something different with the franchise. I want them to really change it in terms of its look, in terms of gameplay, and there's no reason why they can't. There's no reason why they can't. So definitely Pokemon. I think it depends on the person generation. Plus, if they can make money from doing the same thing over and over again. But yeah, no, I know that's the case with them. That is very much the case. I've not played Sword and Shield. I have to, though. I'm obligated to play Sword and Shield in the future. I played Let's Go Pikachu. That was the last Pokemon game I played. But before that, I checked out X and Y, and I just got burned out. The dark thing with my base, the problem is what the YouTube Fox Cade point out. Too many damn Pokemon. When they're just in 3D, their quality sort of like, yeah, they have a fucking chandelier Pokemon. They got a Pokemon that's a trash can. You know, they have a Pokemon that's a literal black trash bag. It's like, what are we doing? They ran out of ideas. It's too much. There's a Pokemon that's literally a sword and a shield. It's like, all right, I'm good. That's why Gen 1, Gen 2 was so fucking good to me, champ. Hi, Kumi. So I see your little panda head sticking through. Hope you're doing well. I'm answering questions. I'm doing a little Q&A. But I will eventually, I'll play it. I have to play it on stream. I'm obligated to. And then the last one I would put here, chat, and this is a personal one for me. Very personal. Some people are going to take umbrage with it. But Sonic the Hedgehog. How many bad games have been in this franchise? I mean, really. Like, there are definitely more bad games than good. The bad games outweigh the good, chat. I mean, there's been a lot. And even though one people claim that, like, oh, that's one of the greatest games of all time, like the original Sonic, chat, for like the Sega Genesis. I'm like, I played this, and I don't think it's very well made at all. 2 and 3. But I'm just like, yeah, I don't get it. I mean, Sonic 2006 is regarded as one of the worst games of all time. Like, typically, like, you know, when there's a Sonic game, chances are it's not going to be great. You know, I know a lot of people swear by some entries like Sonic Mania and Colors and things, but I'm just like, I don't know. That franchise is just like, I don't get it. Like, the fact that, I think what puzzles me, what's interesting about that franchise is that people, like, hold it in such high regard. Like, they place it on the same level as something like Mario. Like, when they come to, like, third-person platformers or 2D platformers, they hold Sonic on the same level as something like Metroid, or like on 2D, let's just say 2D, right? They hold on the same level as, you know, the classic 2D Marios or Castlevania or Metroid, chat, or Mega Man. It's like, is it really? And I just never consider it that. Like, I played all those other games, and those games are good. You can play those games right now, and I just never thought like that gameplay worked, even on the 2D level. And then the 3D, oh boy, no, thank you. Like, 3D Mario games are, you know, yeah, I mean, there's some ones that are better than others, of course. But there's not a 3D Mario game I say is awful, where there are a lot of awful 3D Sonic games. So, you freaking fricks! When will you learn? I can't get as high as that kid. Yeah, his balls hadn't dropped at that point, Chad, so I can get that high. Oh, Lord. So that's me, Chad. Those are the 3 I'd put. Sonic the Hedgehog, Assassin's Creed, and Pokemon. Those are the ones I can be very honest about. What about you guys? What's a particular annualized title that you're like, I'm fucking done. Stop it. I don't even want to see this anymore. What about you? Even beat Sonic? I played enough. I will beat that, though. I will beat that someday. Oh. MCR, Mistake Kid, Sonic isn't even the first, I think. That's good. That's good. Mm-hmm. The only other Sonic game I ever played was on the Sega Genesis, I imagine. Blame marketing trends. Well, I'm not blaming because it's a bad game. Oh, Lord. All of them, Chris Redwing. Call of Duty. Yeah, it's the same fucking game over and over again. What do you say, Chris Harris? Madden. Yeah, annualized sports. I figured Call of Duty, annualized sports titles. Firewall says all of Call of Duty. Harley says Call of Duty. Jason says Call of Duty. Anything with zombies. You know, I mean, there's like, but there's, yeah, I don't know. I'm very excited for like something like Back 4 Blood. Really looking forward to it. But, you know, to each their own. I get you. I mean, this is everyone's, you know, thing. NBA too. So a lot of sports, a lot of Call of Duty. Sports titles I'm seeing right here. Assassin's Creed, the sports games. I'm sorry, but they are all dull. They're dull to me too. I'm just not interested in them. Red Wing Assassin's Creed is the biggest one for me by far. There's the Pokemon in the world that takes place in the feudal time period. Ooh, that's interesting. That's cool. I didn't know about that. Josh, they're releasing the same games over and over, acting like it's different because it's like deluxe. Yeah, they do that a lot. Nintendo's notorious for that shit. By the way, I sent in more questions. You did? Oh, I gotta read them. I've not. I guess I haven't read these new questions that you're coming here. So I've read the 2 you sent in. So I'll have to read these new ones. You'll get my honest reactions to them. Authentic. Back for Blood looks like a blockbuster. I cannot wait for that. I'm so excited for Back for Blood. She controls your fate. It's true, Cat's fate. It's true, she does. But yeah, so we're kind of on the same page, for the most part. Sonic, Assassin's Creed, Pokemon for me. Analyze sports titles for a lot of you guys. Call of Duty, Assassin's Creed, Pokemon. So yeah, I think we're all kind of on the same mindset. Ubisoft in general, Chad, like just most of Ubisoft's franchise, at least what they've done, what they turned all their franchises into, it's just the same fucking game. Yeah, no thank you. But it's a very good question, Isaac. Very good question from Dat Chicken Wayne, Chad. Isaac Stevenson. And here is Isaac's second question. Again, video game related, Chad. You will like this one. And what's a video game franchise from before 2000? So at least its first entry is at least before 2000, Chad. Maybe they've had sequels in the 2000s or 2010s, but before, the original. You like to see rebooted. Well, one I've talked about many times on stream. You guys have brought up before. Dino Crisis, chat. I would love to see a remake or a reboot of the original Dino Crisis done in the RE engine, chat. The same engine which they made, RE2 remake, RE3 remake with, Resident Evil Village, RE7, Devil May Cry 5. That's the same engine that Capcom's been using for those titles. Do a Dino Crisis remake in that engine. Either do the remake of the first game or reboot it if it's a new story, new premise. But hey, let's just play a character who has to fight dinosaurs at some weird fucking secret facility or wherever we are. Something like that. I would love that. I think that would be so goddamn cool. Turok says Avocado Bravado. It's funny you brought that up. Turok was my next answer. Yes, and Turok's actually another answer to another question later on. But definitely Turok, chat, first person, shooter. Where it's, again, it depends where you're going. Where you go to an alien world and you're fighting dinosaur people and dinosaurs. Definitely Turok. I'm right there with it. That would be really cool. Definitely. I would love for like Machine Games or id to develop a Turok game. Give it that kind of gameplay. Just a variety of weapons, kind of arcadey feeling. That's what I would really like to see. Like a remake of it. Like I would love to see a Final Fantasy VI remake in the same style as 7 remake. Graphically, that was like one of the, before they made the shift over to 3D graphics, that was the last like pixel Final Fantasy game. And I think that would be really, really goddamn cool to see Final Fantasy VI in that aesthetic. I would love that. It's my favorite Final Fantasy. And we are getting like a collection of all those games with trophies and things of the PlayStation stuff. And hey, that's cool. But I would love to see them. I love that transition from 2D, the 2D little pixel art to that 3D character models, looking how they do in remake, because that's a beautiful looking game. I will give it that. Yeah, that's a big one for me. And also Wild Arms, another JRPG. Which I think came out around with, I think it was around the same time. I think it was like either the same year or maybe a year after Wild Arms, which is another JRPG where it's Wild West aesthetic, chat, where you play as these 3 characters going around this kind of like Old West, steampunk environment, chat. They made like 3 or 4 sequels to Wild Arms, but that first game, ooh, that was good. So we can do that like either a reboot with the same kind of like, aesthetic and character models as in remake. Final Fantasy VII remake would be all for it, chat. Would absolutely love it. Bat Boy. Crash through Windows, breaks AC. I just made it. Good to see you, Bat Boy. Welcome to the stream. So those are mine, chat. Dino Crisis, Turok, Banjo. Oh, I forgot to mention Banjo-Kazooie. I skipped over this one. Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo-Kazooie, I would love like a third. I know they did the nuts and bolts, and we kind of got like a spiritual successor in Ukulele, which I liked. It was fine. It wasn't as good as something like the classic Banjo. But I would love a remake of the original Banjo-Kazooie. That would definitely be for me, Chad. So Dino Crisis, Turok was mentioned before, Banjo-Kazooie, Final Fantasy VI, and Wild Arms. Come here, juicy speaking words mean F-Zero is a great one, Red Wing. Yeah, but they're all about that Mario Kart. But I agree. I would love another type of racer from Nintendo. Definitely. F-Zero would be really good. What else are you guys saying? Shadow Man from Bach. Great taste. Thank you, KC. Yeah, I try to treat with a variety of different things, different, genres. Thank you. What else are you saying? New Zealand, I only saw the Olympics costume parade and TikTok, and that was enough for me to know this year is just crazy. Oh, I forgot the Olympics were going on. Yeah, I keep forgetting that. I've covered brow chart being the ultimate dimension of being a Native American, hunting and killing dinos and dental people. Bonkers ass guns, but minus. Yeah, it's fun. It's a really good game. Legacy of Kain. No, I know I have a lot of Legacy of Kain fans in here. Ray Badger Quake 1 had such a great tone and setting. Rumor is that it's rebooting with a female lead. I heard about this. Look what I think that'd be cool. I would like to play, Quake for a new generation. Right, Heretics FPS made by the original Doom and Wolfenstein team, but you're a sorcerer. Ooh. It's like, I've heard about this. And so because you have spells. Right. I never played it. I knew of it. What was you guys saying? Here's you Another World, Eric Chai's masterpiece. Let's see a reboot. Usually, on the other hand, Flashback the Quest for Identity got a remake and it wasn't very good. That means I can't wait for what monstrosity you create for the juicy game this time. White hero somehow? Maybe. Maybe. We'll see. SSX from Black Citizen, Boxes Revolt, Cool Borders. I'm not familiar with that one. Jet mode. Come here's a little juicy pronunciation of ukulele. What am I getting it wrong? What ukulele? What's the correct pronunciation, Cormy Hazel? I guess you would know. That's true. Is it pronounced something else? I remember Hydro Thunder. Isn't that like a free game on the Xbox 360? I think it was like a free game. It was on the Xbox 360 when I bought it way back in the day. Tenchu Assassins. That's a good one, KC. I like that. Yeah. Jet Set Radio. This is Radio Features 2002, but deserves a sequel remake. Yeah, I can see that. That'd be fun. We've seen Alex Kidd, Dead Space, Medieval, and Bubsy come back in these spots. Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. You say it like an asshole. Whoa! Ukulele? Ukulele? I'm going to call it ukulele. Ukulele. All right. It's called an ukulele? Is that how it's really pronounced? Oh, wow. I've been saying it wrong forever. Ukulele. I thought ukulele. Yeah, ukulele. Yuka. Good old ukulele, Jet. Oh, Lord. All interested metal gamers driving is a white man ukulele. What's wrong with that? That's how it's pronounced. Oh, whatever. Canceled. Fair enough. I'm sorry I mispronounced it. But thank you to I'm showing you. Listen, I am what I am, shit. I'm white. Live with it. Deal with it. You're pronouncing it wrong, but it's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. But thank you, Isaac Stevenson, Dad Chicken Wayne, for submitting these 2 questions. And thank you for being a Juicy Gangster subscriber, sir, on the Patreon. Really do appreciate that. Thank you. And now, Chad, we'll go ahead and move on to Vanispheres. Blackstone, good to see you. Greetings, salutations. I hope you are well. I am, by the way. Not a request, my son, but have you seen the new Masters of the Universe? I have not. I want to check it out very soon. I'll probably be doing Masters of the Universe movie review tomorrow on my channel. Possibly. We'll see. We shall see. I'm sure the title of the game is literally ukulele, right? That's what it is. That's how I'm saying it. That's a Northeastern thing. I understand. See, there it is. Ukulele, yeah. Now, Chad, we can go ahead. We can move on to Vanispheres. For this week, let's go one of my all-time favorite franchises that isn't Final Fantasy. Let's talk about Castlevania, Chad. I mentioned Castlevania before. Movie question. I like these themed questions from Mr. Vanispheres. The original Castlevania used a lot of old Universal monster movie monsters as bosses, like Frankenstein, the Mummy, and of course Dracula. Do you have a favorite Universal monster film? If you've never seen any of them, which one would you think you would like to see first? So I've talked about this before, or maybe I haven't. No, I think I've only talked about this with people on my Discord watch parties. But I'm a huge fan of the Universal monster movies, chat. Back in the day, I owned like the VHS. How old I am? I owned the VHS collection of like all of the movies. Like this came in this big pack. It was Dracula, Frankenstein, The Invisible Man, Bride of Frankenstein, The Wolf Man, Creature from the Black Lagoon, The Mummy. I think I had all those in like a single pack. I watch them all the time. I know certain details about them. And as a kid, I think the one I liked the most because I liked it was a gross monster. And it was just so like different from the other ones in terms of like the environment and stuff because Frankenstein and Dracula, they're all castles and things, very gothic, and Invisible Man. It's a kind of like, a 1930s aesthetic, but kind of still very similar to something like Frankenstein or Dracula, of course, and the same with the Mummy. But I really like Creature of the Black Lagoon a lot. I just like the big fishman monster. I love that. But in recent years, I think like in last 10 or 15 years or so, my taste changed, and I really started to admire The Invisible Man, which is actually directed by James Whale, who was also the director of Frankenstein, 1931 Frankenstein, and Bride of Frankenstein. He did 2 Universal monster movies. He did Invisible Man in between the Frankenstein films. And you had Claude Rains, chap, who's a very well-known actor in the 30s and the 40s and into the 50s. He famously also played the Vichy police chief that Humphrey Bogart's character Rick would talk with all the time. In that he's the one. I think it's the start of a beautiful relationship at the end of the movie. And he plays the titular Dr. Jack Griffin, Chad the Invisible Man. And what I really admire about that movie was just and again, it's dated, of course, but the special effects at the time were fucking, they were the landmark special effects, Chad. There was nothing anything like it, like how they did and how they filmed and how they had to reshoot certain things. Just like a real technical marvel, and I really admire like a lot of those films and how they use like lighting in all of them, especially in Dracula and the Frankensteins too, and like all those sets which are all fucking gone now at this point because they just burned them. They had them, they kept them for a while, and they're like, all right, we gotta repurpose them. But the Invisible Man always really appealed to me. But I mean, I love all of those movies. The one I just don't particularly, I feel like is not as good is The Mummy. That one I think has pacing issues. And like the whole the famous shot, like the famous shot from that film is the beginning shot where he comes out of the sarcophagus. Chad, but Boris Karloff played the Mummy, played Frankenstein's monster. But he comes out of it, and then he's like just some schmuck later in the film. It's like some regular guy who just wants to disembowel lady. Imhotep wants to bring back his beloved and stuff. But yeah, it's kind of the boring one in the franchise, Chad. Like I all think like Dracula and the Frankensteins and Creature of the Black Lagoon, Invisible Man, and Wolfman are all better than those. But if I had to pick one that is my favorite, the one I always go back to, which I've done a commentary for, which I've actually done commentaries for 3 classic Universal monster movies. Chosen by Alex Manal, my YouTube extraordinary Alex Manal. I've done both Frankenstein films, or at least the first 2, I should say. They've done a shit ton of them. The Frankenstein one, the original 1931, Bride of Frankenstein in 35, and of course I did Invisible Man came out in 1933. Which I love doing those. I want to do some more. I will do a lot more. Alex Manal's been choosing them, so I'll probably either do Dracula or Wolfman for him next, chap. But definitely Invisible Man for me. I'm surprised first summer was playing Invisible Man. The sequel, The Invisible Man Returns. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's when Claude Rains didn't. He didn't. Yeah, take the role again. Sears Bud, greetings and salutations. Hope you're living long and prospering, good sir. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ooh, I have to get going. I have dinner to get ready for. You guys have a great stream. Don't disrespect me while I'm gone. Mr. 7. Bye, Juicy Gang. See you again, Juicy Gang. Okay. Oh, Lord. This may or not be a prostitute. What's going on here? What are you talking about? I'm talking about Universal Monster movie. What about my what? Oh, God. Oh, geez, still not my turn, dear. I'm gonna come back later. It's not your turn, come Hayes. I'm sorry. I give thick, robust, girthy, well and down answers, chat. It's what I do. It's what I do. But yeah, for me, it's Invisible Man, chat. But I love Dracula. I love the Frankenstein films and Wolfman. The only one I don't care for is the Mummy, personally. I think the Brendan Fraser Mummy is better. But what about you guys? Yeah, yes, Mr. Herman. Creature of the Black Lagoon is the best movie from that whole Universal Monster, and I'll die on that. It's great. I really like it a lot. It's really good. I love how all the underwater stuff is. I mean, they're technical. The way again, the films back in the day where like critics would be like, "Oh, this is so well done," but it's a horror movie. Like it would be faint praise. Like it was always a backhanded compliment. Like, "Oh, these movies are great," but they're horror films, so they suck. It's like, oh, come on. But like, the technical aspects of them are incredible and brilliant. Yeah, especially Creature of the Black Lagoon. I've said for years, if they were ever to do, like, because, you know, they did The Invisible Man in 2019 show, which I loved, directed by Leigh Whannell, which is, you know, Blumhouse's kind of reinterpretation of all these classic Universal monster movies. Invisible Man was, like, their first one. It was so good. I've always said, like, like, one of the next ones they should definitely, I know they got Wolfman production right now with Ryan Gosling. I think they're doing, like, an 80s Frankenstein. I think that's it. I hope, I would love for them to do like a Creature from the Black Lagoon, but it's, you know, it's set like, you know, like there's this fucking giant monster in the jungle and it's like eating people, make it like a true creature feature. I think that would be awesome. That's how I would do Creature in the Black Lagoon, chat. Take inspiration from things like Alien or something. That's just me. Oh, what was the question? The question was, you know, my favorite Universal monster movie. My favorite Universal monster movie. What about you? Or if you have not seen any of them, which one do you want to see? Where's the Creature in the Black Lagoon? For wearing Treasure Shoes Eyes says I love Dracula. The only monster I know is Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. That's fine. Okay, I really liked The Invisible Man as a kid. I thought it was kind of it is. It's very over the top. Yeah, he talks a lot of shit. I mean, he's like fucking pulling people's pants down. Like, Dr. Jack Griffin, his crimes range from, like, I'm going to steal your hat and throw it in a pond. And you're like, ha ha. And his other ones is like, I'm going to disassemble a train track and kill hundreds of people. Like, he goes back and fucking forth. It's like, whoa, dude. Like, he goes to extremes, chat. You get whiplash. You know, like he kicks one guy in the butt, he steals a kid's bike, and another scene, he's fucking tied some guy up in a car and sent him careening down a hill where he explodes on impact. It's like, whoa, dude, all over the place. I guess Shape of Water is kind of like Creature in the Black Lagoon, a romanticized version of it. That's what the monster was. He just wanted to fuck that lady. Without the entire film. That's true. Brendan Fraser's first Mummy, the first one. That one. Oh, okay. Like, yeah, that one. Yeah, I think that's better than the original Mummy. Wolfman is the best monster, says Stairfax. I like the Monster Squad. Some elusive man shit. Noise fuck. The cops in the movie are so loose. They're buffoons. They're very buffoonish. Like that movie, that lady with a killer for giants. Not the one. Okay. I love that the question's been totally just like, I like this movie. It's like, fair enough. Jesus, love. This guy's like, he's like Debo. Bad Boy, maybe Universal Monsters, Dracula, Bela Lugosi sells the role perfectly. What I truly love in this movie is Edward Van Solen's performance of Van Helsing. I've longed for the adaptation that has the same dignified professor. That'd be cool. Yeah, we don't know. You get sexy Hugh Jackman. That's what you get. Not dignified professor. No, sexy Hugh Jackman. That's how it has to be. Just the only monster I know is Comey Brown and Comey whatever. Never forget. No. Well, yes, of course. Is Jekyll and Hyde Universal? I don't know. Maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know. I know that also Phantom of the Opera is part of that too. The original one. The silent film. But I don't know if Jekyll and Hyde is. Possibly. But I don't know for sure. Monster Squad is a good old movie where all that's true. They all team up and all those kids gotta defeat him. Call me whatever. No name Brownie. Never forget. No. So I like your answers, chat. Good question, Vanny. Very good question. And now, chat, we'll move on to Vanny's TV question. The Castlevania show is an absolute masterpiece thanks to its strong writing, amazing voice acting, beautiful art. Agreed. The Easter eggs in the show are so clever that it's worth a rewatch, or 5. To find as many as you can. Which Easter egg is your favorite? It's hard. Like, I picked several for me. A lot of them have to do with just like character appearances or move sets. And like I noticed certain things for like Alucard in particular, like especially in the season 1 finale. Alucard has that red teleportation skill, which is straight from like Symphony of the Night, chat. Where if you dash, he like has that red teleportation kind of like after effect. It's like, oh, they added it to the show. I thought that was so cool. And you see it even more. You see it like when he's fighting his father in season 2 in the finale for that. I was like, oh, I just loved how that looked aesthetically. And he has his Symphony of the Night appearance in the final season, chat, with the sword, which he's used, but also the shield as well, which you collect in Symphony of the Night. Like, I really liked it for that. You know, the whole suit, sword, shield combo. He's wearing like the black and yellow, chat, which is like, you know, his most recognizable attire, and the red shield and the long silver sword. And then, you know, other things, again, the moveset, certain characters like Dracula. I remember in the season 2 finale when he's fighting his son or someone. It was either Sypha or Trevor Belmont. But he unleashes his giant inferno attack that he summons because he knows magic as well. He's not just a vampire. He does know magic, and he summons this giant fucking fireball. And I can't tell you how many times I played Castlevania back in the day and got killed by that fireball. I was like, there it is, I see it. So a lot of that. I never saw any wall meat, any wall chicken chat. Apparently there is, but you would never see it. You would never see it. I actually looked it up. I was like, I never saw the wall meat. I never saw the wall chicken. And apparently it's in a scene in season 2. And it's during the Dracula and Alucard fight. But it's so obscured. You can't even tell what it is. It looks like a brick. But everyone's like, that's the wall meat. I'm like, all right, if you say so. I thought it would have made it a little more obvious, but other than that one, which I don't really count because I didn't think they handled that well. But all those other ones, chat, the Alucard's teleportation skill, his appearance, his attire, his weapons and shield, and of course Dracula's moveset on full display in season 2, especially that end fight. Those are the ones that really, really stuck out to me. Watching, yeah, man, now that's famous. Yeah, you hit like a secret place in a wall, you get wall chicken, and that heals you all up. Yep, full health, baby. The best power is Bill Nye's character's ability to slap. Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Well, I'm talking more about. I mean, was he slapping people in the original games? I don't remember that. I don't recall. But if that was true, then I'm all for that. But those are some of my favorite Easter eggs. What about you guys? That was badass when Alucard just drives that thing forward. Yes, indeed. Let's venture. Chris has some Vietnam flashers in the fire. Oh, pretty much. Like, I remember that. Oh, I was like Leonardo DiCaprio in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Hey, bop, bop, bop. To the Valley Castlevania has a wall chicken. Yep. And but it's so you can't even tell what it looks like. It's like it's there. Is that what that is? It's really obscured. Because I was looking it up earlier today. I was like, oh shit, really? Because I was like, wait, where's the wall chicken? I never saw it. So Sadrian was a simp in the end. Yeah, he was. He was. Roasted leg of lamb falls out of a brick wall. Totally said, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. What's the question? I'll just say cancel YouTube. I would not do that. It's which Easter egg is your favorite from Castlevania? So those are some of mine, Chad. Those are some of mine. Oh, and also, so there's these 2 villains from 2 bosses from Castlevania. I think it was like, I forget which one they were in. I don't know if it was Super Castlevania, Castlevania 4, or if it was Symphony of the Night. I don't remember. But you have Slogra. You have Slogra, chat, which is this kind of like giant bird-like knight thing that has this huge spear. It's like a duo, and the other one is called Gaibon, which is this giant bat creature that breathes fire at you. And it's like I forget which one it was in, what game they were in. But I was like, oh, and that was like the first episode of season 2 where Alucard and Sypha and Trevor battle them. I was like, oh, that's really neat that they put him in there. And they're like, there's these really fucking goofy enemies that are always teaming up with each other. So that was another one for me. Definitely, yeah, the Slogra and Gaibon. Really like that. But now, the castle itself, I guess that's going, Newsy Duck. I mean, the castle itself, it looks just like how it is in the games. It's like, wow, there it is. It's moving around. It's got all that advanced technology and stuff. Very steampunky. So, very, very true. Slogan and Gaibon, they were super. It was Castlevania. Oh, and they were in both. Oh, they were. Okay, I thought so. I was like, which one were they in? They were in both. Thank you. Thank you, Bat Boy. Yeah, there you go for the clarification. But now, we can go ahead and move on to Vanny's next question, a video game question, even though these have been very video game themed. The Lords of Shadow reboot is a very mixed bag. While the original game was a fun God of War clone with a criminally underrated soundtrack and amazing art style, Sequel was a thing. I'll give them props for trying something different with the whole stealth mechanic, even though you're goddamn Dracula. What other game do you go, hey, nice effort with trying something new, but damn, that was awful. I think of like reboots, which is kind of like what we were talking about before, chat. And I think there was like some failed reboot attempts. One was Turok 2008. Remember I got this for the Xbox. I rented it from, maybe it was Blockbuster. I don't know. Maybe I bought it cheap or something. It was on sale because it bombed. It bombed. Does not critically, commercially, it was a failure. But Turok 2008, where it was, you played as like John Turok or something, or whatever the character's name was, and it was Turok mixed of aliens basically, and a little bit of Jurassic Park, where you're this military squad, you're sent to outer space, you're the colonial marines, and you got to pass by this planet where they're fucking growing dinosaurs for some reason. And I just remember like playing the game and just being so let down by it's weird, but the color palette. And this was during the time when Gears of War was super, super fucking popular, chat. Like, and there were so many attempts to be like Gears of War. It was a first-person shooter, but it had the aesthetic of a Gears of War game, where and very much like the original, where Gears of War 2006. Love the game. I love the remaster they did. It's great. But like that game's color palette is brown, gray, and shit brown, and that's what Turok's color palette was. It was gray, brown, and shit brown, and also a little bit of pea soup green in there, and just so much gray. I was like, this is boring. I just didn't care for this at all, and I hated the levels were off. I remember just the levels, like, they were confusing, and I'm like, wait, what the fuck? Where am I going? Like, the levels design was bad. Really, really bad, and I didn't even know what the hell was going on with the story. I know Ron Perlman was, like, Ron Perlman was your like, co-op guy. He fucking hates you for no reason. Ron Perlman's just calling you, you're just a fucking piece of shit, John Turok. Like, for no reason. Just being a dick. And I was like, what? Why are you yelling at me, Ron Perlman? What did I do? And I was like, all right, fucking Christ, okay. And so yeah, that was a big miss. It was like, hey, you're doing something new with this. You're trying to like, hey, we're inspired by Gears of War, but it did not work. It did not work. Didn't apply well to Turok. Another one was Thief from 2014. That was a cross-generational game for the Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS3, PS4. And the Thief series is a stealth-based series where you play as a character who's fucking stealing shit. And the thing about that game, where it's like, I thought it was very beautiful looking, but the hub, the open world was cool, but the story was so lame, and I didn't like the mission structure. The mission structure and the pacing was not very exciting to me. And it's like, it had a lot going for it, but yeah, it just kind of floundered. And it ends on a fucking cliffhanger. You even know what it's like, oh, we fucking wait for the sequel where we explain everything, and they don't explain shit. So I was like, all right. Didn't care for Thief 2014 shit. So those are the two that at least came to mind for me. Turok 2008 and Thief 2014. Anyone's in particular chat with like, hey, they tried to reboot this, and it just didn't work for you in particular? Bomberman Act Zero, because I revealed, oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. They had that DMC reboot by Team Ninja, which I didn't mind because I still love the game. That's right. I remember people were hating on that game. And that was before I wasn't really a big DMC fan. I was like, oh, it looks like Devil May Cry. People were like, no, it's not. It's like, all right. Happy 50th anniversary of Gears. Oh, is this the 50th anniversary for the first game? Oh, shit. It's a great game. I have played the remaster on stream. Check out my YouTube channel. They really upped the graphics of that one. They gave it more of a diverse color palette, thankfully. So I'm hyped for that Dead Space remake. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sad that Visceral can't work on it since they don't exist anymore. But I'm looking forward to it. I mean, the original Dead Space still holds up, but yeah. Can't wait. I wish they showed more. If anything, I was disappointed because they didn't show shit at the EA Play event. Lacaro Mirror's Edge was such a disappointment of a reboot. They literally made the same mistake. I don't think they should have even made that game. But EA, listen, I'm going to blame the fan base because you had so many people that were just pressuring EA. Make a sequel. Like, the first Mirror's Edge I did not like the first Mirror's Edge. I was like, yeah, I don't understand why this is popular, or at least so many people do like it. The game didn't review very well, did not do well commercially, and they did that, which is like a prequel or whatever. But that one didn't do well either. So that was odd. The Mirror's Edge Catalyst Prototype 2. Oh yeah, I never liked the first prototypes. I never checked out the sequel. Oh yeah. It's not 10-year-old Chris. You don't know shit about DM. No, it's not 10-year-old. What? It's not 10-year-old Chris. You don't know shit about DMC. I don't understand. 13. Final Fantasy 13. It was rebooted and it was terrible. Batboy. And before EA makes a live service Dead Space because I want to ruin Juicy Day. I would not be surprised if they do that. Syndicate 2012. I never played that, but I've heard that was on like a lot of lists I saw. Concept Mirror's Edge is great, but the EA kept trying to make it super serious, and that's what's the tone. Fair enough, chat. Yes. But those are ones for me, Turok and Thief. Now we can move on to Vanny's second to last question. Chat, second to last question is a content creator question. Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse tried something pretty radical by having Trevor Belmont work alongside a group of other heroes, most of whom are seeing the Netflix show. Poor Grand Dynasty didn't make the cut. If you were to form your own stream team of other content creators, who would you pick and why? What sort of collaborative projects would you work on? I would keep it simple. I would personally keep it simple. I would go people I know, honestly. You know, I'm not gonna I'm gonna team up with Ninja and we're gonna play Fortnite. It's like, no, I want to go with people I actually know and have streamed with or have talked about streaming with. So people like yourself, Vanispheres, Joe, Joe Halcyon, Not Your Parents, Latino Otaku. I love to stream with Killabish, co-stream with you, Mr. Humdinger, stuff like that. I think that'd be really fun to do someday. And it'll be very simple, just simple co-streams. Like, I don't want to go out like, we're going to do this whole fucking thing. It's going to be every day, for 100 weeks. No, just keeping it simple. I can't imagine you play. I did way back in the day when I first started because it was the hot new thing, but I fell off of it. Color, thank you so much for resubscribing. 19 months going on a 14-month streak. Yes. Color, thank you so much for your generosity. Cheers and salute to you. But, I don't want to do anything extreme. I don't want to rock the boat where it's like we have to jump through so many hoops. Like, if anything, just keep it simple. Keep it very simple. Co-streams, stuff like multiplayer-esque things. Like, I imagine, I think it would be cool to do, a co-stream where we're playing, on all of our channels, Mario Kart. So, Vanny's on his channel playing Mario, I'm on my channel playing, where it's a Mario Kart match, it's a tournament. Do a 24 race tournament. Something like that I think would be fun. And where you can either tune into me, you can tune into all our channels, Vanny, Joe, Not Your Parents, Latino Talk, whoever, Killabish, Mr. Humdinger, all of us. And it's like we do all these races and things. And it's awesome. And you guys can join too. And that's what I would do. That's what I would do, chat. That would be big. Or Super Smash Bros. Or Mario Golf. Or a multiplayer game where you can have a lot of people in it. So it's not just 2 people or 3 people or 4 people. It's no, let's get 8 people. And then that way we plan ahead of time. And here's what we're going to do. We all get in and boom, we do it. And it's 2, 3, maybe 4 hours. And nothing too crazy, nothing too extreme. That's what I want to do. Nothing where it's multiple days or something like that. But I like that's conceivable someday. I would love to do something like that, set something up. But we all got to get each other's schedules, and that takes a little bit of preparation and timing. So, if anything, I'm down for that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. KISS equals keep it super simpler. I like it. Yeah. And Matt Flash, you just set up and go, yeah, it's just Super Smash or something like that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of when it comes to collaborative projects, with streaming, specifically on Twitch, Other platforms, not so much. I just, keep it simple. Keep it simple on Twitch. One thing about it is that the Brilliance of Among Us, they made it easy for multiple. True. Someday I'll get back into Among Us. It's not on the docket anytime soon. Had some issues with that game. But I could see myself where it's with other streamers, yes. Definitely. That is conceivable of other streamers getting on there. We're all playing Among Us. That very much so. I think it's as hard as when you open that up for people just to join randomly. This is a situation I had. I've talked about this before. But you had people come in here who were aggressive, who were had a bullying attitude, or who used racial, homophobic, or sexist slurs. And it's I can't have that kind of thing on here. And so, not saying you guys would do that, but I've had situations where that's happened. And so I think at least with streamers who I know their content, and they're obviously genuinely good people, that would be something I think where I would bring back Among Us for that. But I don't know if I can ever do it where I open up for a lot of people again. At least not for that one. That would have to be specifically with other streamers. That's just how it has to be, chat. That's how it have to be. Mr. Reverend would collaborate with Mrs. Reverend 44. Hell yeah, right, honey? She gave me a nasty look, chat. She said no. Oh, Lord. Those people are big sus. They are very much sus, chat. No doubt about it. No doubt about it, chat. I was going to jump back and Overwatch, so I heard the last news. Yeah. I know. I think Jack Bros. Bears designers can participate. Yeah. No, there's a lot of variety you can have with the Jackbox games. It's fun. Yeah. But that's the answer to that question, chat. Co-streams of the very, very, very simplified things like Mario Kart, things like Super Smash Bros. And golf. A lot of Nintendo. Yes, Mario Party would be fun to do someday. Mario Party would be really fun. Yeah, things like that. Maybe Among Us. But now we'll move on to Vanny's Final question, chat. That's what happens when you spend your life in your mom's basement, never touching your boob tips for door. That's what happens. You're right now, Brownie. Yup, you become an asshole. No doubt about it. But now, Jill, we'll go ahead and move on to Vanny's final question, music question. The Castlevania franchise has some absolute bangers, from blade tears to wood carving. Partita. It's hard to pick a favorite, but musical compositions. But I'm asking you to pick one, so do that. Actually, it's recent, and it's not even from the games, but I really loved, I don't know if this is what it's called, but the Trevor Belmont versus Death theme from the final season, chat. So spoiler if you haven't seen Castlevania, Trevor fights Death, and it's really fucking badass, and I wish I could play the music on stream, but it's copywritten, and I'm like, I can't do it. But just go on YouTube, look here. I'll go, actually, you know what, that's what I'll do. I'll post a link in the chat for the theme and just the fucking scene in general. It's so badass, chat. Yeah, I'll do the theme. Here it is. Oh yeah, that's some good shit right there. That's some good shit right there, chat. If I do say so myself. Boom. There's the YouTube link. You want to check that out. Really, really fucking love that music there. The Castlevania animated series in general is great. So, that's mine. That's mine. Yeah, the link is in. The link is in. Go ahead and check it out, chat. I can't play it, obviously, because of copyright. I don't want to get DMCA. I want that DMCA there, chat. I need this is my livelihood. So, but that scene, she was so badass too. And Malcolm McDowell. Oh, Battle McDowell was so great. He was badass. And he was funny. And it's like, is that what you're here to do? Tell me your fucking obituary, Belmont. Mignoy. Well, obviously, Doodle Bob, of course. What's this other quote? At the dawn of time, I was put here on this planet with the rest of you fuckers. It was so good. He fucking killed it as Death that season. That was awesome. That was such a great reveal. Mignoy. But I never stop you from mignoy. Well, that one's fine. That one, they changed it enough where I could play it. Thank God. No copyright for that. No copyright for that version. That cover song. But that, I believe, is Vanny's final question, chat. It is. Yeah. Trevor Belmont versus Death theme. There's the YouTube link, chat. Please check it out. Really, really fucking good. And thank you, Vanispheres, for being a juicy Gainster subscriber. Always appreciate recommendations, sir. Your questions, your commentary requests. Good stuff, my friend. Good stuff. Thank you. Thank you so much. Chat, please do check out Vanispheres in the chat. Give him some support. Check out his Twitch channel, his various other platforms, chat. I would appreciate it. Follow him, subscribe to him, donate to him. Cheers and salute to him, chat. No, one thing with 5 days, as someone that loves the content of this channel, yes, please avoid DMC backlist sign a fan. Thank you, no, yes, indeed. I mean, I want to mess with that. I want Twitch piss off, Twitch. I've reversed it. I want Twitch piss off. Piss off, Twitch. I don't want to piss Twitch off, chat. That's what I'm saying. So I need more Bill Nye's character slam. That, I agree. Could have got one with a couple extra scenes. I mean, that one, first one, whoo, shut up. That was great. I could have got one with 2 more scenes of that. Oh, Lord. And now, chat, let's move on to M. Xavier's questions. We got some questions from M. Xavier. In the past, you've talked about your favorite cartoon anime openings. But what are some of your favorite fight scenes in cartoon/anime? For me, it's, I'm saying this, I might be saying this wrong, so apologies. Kakashi versus Obito from Naruto Shippuden. And the fight scene from Season 2, finale of Avatar The Last Airbender, Chad, the one in the cave. That's the one where it's Book 2 Earth, where you have Aang Katara versus Zuka. Jesus. You have Aang Katara versus Zuko and Azula. Really fucking good, Chad. I remember watching them when it first premiered. I was like, holy fucking shit when I saw that. Great question. Really good question, Xavier. Like, well, we'll count Avatar. Some people are like, Avatar's not anime. It's heavily inspired by, so I'll let it pass. Avatar is like, might as well be anime, chat. I mean, everything, its aesthetic is. It's very much so. It's anime with Western creators. I'll let it happen. I'm right there with you, Xavier. I'm not gonna say, well, actually, it's anime. I'm gonna go ahead. We're gonna allow it. I'm gonna allow it, chat. I'm gonna allow it. But to answer your question, good sir, I have a couple. I have 4
Oh, really 5 off the top of my head. Actually, I have like 6. I have 6, maybe 7. I'll allow it. Number 1, Cowboy Bebop chat, which I've been doing full-length video and audio commentaries for in my Patreon. Just finished up the entire series, chat. I'll do the movie someday when it's available. But all 26 episodes are done, chat. Check it out. But Cowboy Bebop, Episode 5, chat, Ballad of Fallen Angels, which is the first episode that introduces the recurring villain of Vicious. It's kind of like the main villain of the series. He appears several times throughout it. And the Spike versus Vicious fight in that at the church, at the abandoned church, at the last, like, third of that episode, where Spike is going up against all of Vicious's men, the Red Dragons. There's been some power plays. Like, Spike used to belong to a criminal organization called the Red Dragons on Mars. And he left it, and that's when he became a bounty hunter, and he met Jet and things. But he goes back there, and he's basically fighting his old friend rival, now rival, Vicious, who's trying to take over the organization, doing certain underhanded things in order to gain more power. And that whole sequence where Spike just goes to the church, shooting all these, like, it's very violent. Cowboy Bebop, it's like, it'll have jokey episodes, and it's all fun and shit, but they'll be like, oh my god, everyone's dying, like, and there's blood and violence, people getting eviscerated, their heads are exploding. It's like, holy shit. Spike is shooting everyone in the fucking face, shooting them in the nuts and everything. They're going, oh, and then bang, right in the head. It's like, whoa. He's getting shot to shit, chat. He's getting a lot of flack and shrapnel and bullets inside of him. And then that fucking duel where it's like, Vicious with his fucking katana, Spike with his go-to fucking pistol, and they're going at it, and eventually they lose their weapons, and Vicious grabs the pistol, and Spike grabs, and, fucking Vicious shoots Spike, and and Spike stabs Vicious. Wonderful. Great choreography. And how Spike ends it, where he's like, fuck you, where he takes a grenade, throws it, goes off, and he goes outside gets blasted out the stained glass window. Well, actually, he falls, he throws himself out. And then the explosion goes off, and you see it take out the rest of the stained glass in the church. Brilliant. Really love that battle. I mean, of course, the season, series finale between Spike and Vicious, but that one always really stood out to me with the church and the stained glass window and things. I was like, yeah, I dig the hell out of this. Dig the hell out of that. So that's one high on my list. You brought up Avatar: The Last Airbender, and like that was a great, excellent choice. Excellent choice, M. Xavier, with the season 2 finale. Very, very good in the cave underneath Ba Sing Se, old Ba Sing Se. For me, I would also have to put, and it's the series finale, it's season 3 finale. Thank you, Vanny Spheres, for gifting us up to KC. 69 gifted subs. Thank you, Vanny, for that incredible generosity. That's so kind of you. Thank you, good sir. Thank you, Vanny. Oh, tragedy of Cowboy Bebop and Jet is the only one who gets to have a normal life. Pretty much. I mean, Faye kind of, she finally, makes peace with herself. I mean, she still has that crippling fucking debt. And Edward just like, all right, I'm done with you guys. I'm going to leave. I'm going to go back to Earth where it's a dystopia. But I guess Jet, he does. It's sad. Like, yeah, those characters, it's like, that's fucking life, though. I kind of like that. Love that old battle. Nice. But anyway, oh yeah, back to Avatar: The Last Airbender. Sorry, I was just thinking about Cowboy Bebop again, and just the ending with those characters, where we last left them. The finale, though, of Avatar: The Last Airbender, chat, where you have those two battles going on at the same time. I mean, Aang versus the Fire Lord, Aang versus Mark Hamill. Firebending Mark Hamill, chat. That was me. It's like, that's a whole series leading up to this fucking fight, chat. I was like, whoo, that was fucking cool. Where Fire Lord Ozai has been empowered by Sozin's Comet, chat, laying waste, trying to commit it like his grandfather before him, chat. I believe grandfather tried to commit genocide upon the Earth Kingdom, chat, like Fire Lord, what's his name, did to the Airbenders, chat, killed them all off, burned them all alive, chat, fucking scorch Earth. He's trying to do the same. Aang's like, fuck that, you ain't doing that again. And the throwdown that they have with each other, chat, excellent, awesome shit. And of course, the final Agni Kai, chat, between Zuko and Azula, chat, and like, I love Azula, who's fucking been going crazy like the last half of the season. Like, she's losing her fucking mind. She's seeing her mom all over the place, like she's haunting her like a specter from the past, chat. She's like sending her banishing people from the kingdom because they didn't get her hair right. Love it. And where her whole thing and goes voiced by Gray Griffin, she had Gray DeLise at the time, where she's like, I'm sorry. I love this line. I love this line and what Zuko's response is. And she's like, I'm sorry it came to this, brother. And he's like, no, you're not. And it's like, it's true. It's true. I love that shit. And Zula losing, I'm glad. I'm glad she fucking lost it. Yeah, she's fucking nuts. Not everyone needs to have it happening. Not every villain needs to be redeemed. Fuck her. And she got what she deserved. Her and her father. And even the comics, they continue on that. And she's crazy in the comics. She's nuts. What she decides to do afterwards. Dark Side of the Five is the thing with Ozai was you never saw him fight to the finale. Also, Zulu became the unhinged. Yeah, I agree with you. Like, Ozai is just like he's the final boss in the video game. Like we didn't get to know him enough to. Like, he's the weakest villain in the series because we didn't get to know him. He's just the bad evil guy. Why is he bad and evil? Because he is. You're right. But just I admire the choreography of the fight sequence between Aang and Ozai. But yeah, as a character, I mean, it's great that he's voiced by Mark Hamill, but they didn't give him a lot of depth. I agree with that. I could see that, no doubt. But everything with Azula and Zuko, just the fucking the friction, the tension, the hatred, the vitriol between them, palpable. Loved it for that fight. Worked out in that way. A couple other ones top of my head, chat. Attack on Titan season 1. Eren versus the female Titan. Really enjoy Attack on Titan season 1. I fell off at season 2. I know the series is wrapping up right now. Already wrapped up. I don't know, but I really love the ending where Eren Yeager has become a Titan, and I'm not going to spoil, but there's the female Titan, and they fucking go at it in that city, in the inner city, in like the palace district. Really fucking cool. Love that. Love that fight sequence. Very visceral, very fucking bloody. It was great because the female Titan is so like OP in that season because it's the mystery. Who the hell's the female Titan, Chad? It's like, and she's like kicking everyone's ass and she's smart. It's like these Titans can fucking think. What the hell is this? And fucking Eren finally defeats her. Love that. Love that. Some people are just evil. Some people are just assholes. It's true. It's true. It's because Zilla never had support. No, she was always crazy. Well, that too. I mean, the mom she's like, mom, clearly the favorite was Zuko for the mom. But Azula was obviously sociopathic. You even see that from certain scenes in the child where she's like tries to drown those fucking little baby ducks. It's like, what the hell? It's messed up. It's messed up. Oh. They have a lot of good fight scenes. I'm sure there's other ones that are even better than the Eren versus female Titan one. But that's the one that stood out to me. And Chad, I'd be remiss not to mention it, but listen, Dragon Ball Z, like, one of the criticisms of Dragon Ball Z, I think, especially in, after Dragon Ball, where it just became a lot of talking and a lot of key blasts, and a lot of people standing around and looking at each other in power-ups. But there are a couple of fight scenes, or at least moments in fights, that appeal to me. I think probably the most famous is the one between Gohan and Cell, Perfect Cell, where it's like, when Gohan finally takes he's now the Goku is passed, and it's that fucking Kamehameha, fucking blast fight between him and Cell. Love that shit. As a kid, it was like, oh my god! And when Gohan is literally like walking towards Cell with the ki blast, he's all his fucking arm, his other arm is like just been torn apart and shit, but he's still walking. Cell's like, oh! And he gets blasted. I mean, that was huge for me as a kid. I was like, Gohan's so cool, and then he's not, and he became lame in the Buu arc. But I will say, my favorite Goku Vegeta fight ever, chat, is definitely in the Buu arc where Vegeta, he's like, his whole fucking thing, even though he's a dad now, he's got his son Trunks, he got his wife Bulma, but he still's like, I want to fucking beat Kakarot, I want to kick his fucking ass, but he realizes, like, I'm never gonna be as strong as him. I physically can't do it, and he makes a deal with the fucking devil by going with the evil wizard Babidi, and he's like, hey man, give me your, I'll work for you, give me the power boost, and he gets the M on his head, chat, becomes Majin Vegeta, and even leading up to that, where he kills all those people. Vegeta has been kind of like a good guy, not even a good guy, but he's like, all right, you're on the side of good, but you're still a prick. But to have him murder like all those innocent people during the world tournament, the world martial arts, I was like, holy fucking shit. And Goku's, what the hell are you doing? And the throwdown between the two of them is great. And then it also leads to Vegeta's sacrifice. Like that's the best. Like, I don't like the Buu arc for the most part, but that is the best part of the Buu arc, is everything with Vegeta, with him like, oh, he realizes like, oh, I'm an asshole. And I love my son. I love my wife. And he realizes this. He's like, oh my, shit. All right, I'll kill myself and I'll do the self-sacrifice. Like that was very big for me. I was like, and that's why Vegeta's obviously a better character than Goku. And I know they did Super. I've not seen enough of Super to even say. I'm sure there's some great fights in there. I know there are, but I haven't seen enough of it for to like give a oh, this is a good one. I just don't know. I don't know. And I love that Vegeta's now. Everyone's like, oh yeah, he's clearly he's the better dad. He's the better husband. He was a villain who killed billions of people back in the day. And he's a better father than Goku. It's fucking nuts. Although not as good as Piccolo. Not as good as Piccolo, Jeff. Obviously. What else you guys are saying? Power-ups, a.k.a. getting a bone together in the Sky Shirtless, yeah. Lacaro. Trevor's Frieza was the best DBZ. That was a good one. Lacaro. That's not bad. Yeah, good choice. MZ favorite, the fight between Vegeta and Goku. Some of my favorite before Vegeta became Goku. Oh, they're in the Saiyan arc. Yeah, it's a good one. Win Fox. Well, I don't care for series. I do remember lots of friends talking about that. So it was big. It was a big deal. It was a really big deal back in the day. Jeff Bezos could see getting blasted to orbit. KC, that bit was the best epic moment, and he had a great bit as well. He's still walking and blasting himself to pieces, and I agree as a kid. That was so insane on top of Goku going, fuck you, and blasting Frieza to pieces. I mean, it's like, you fool! And Frieza's like, no! I love that Goku. This is like, Frieza, and he gives Goku, like, listen, Frieza, you've been cut in half. You will not be able to defeat me at this point. I'm giving you enough energy so you can get the fuck off this planet, okay? You're dickless now, Frieza. You're dickless, okay? So get here. Frieza's like, fuck you. I hate you, and I'm not leaving till I kill you. And he fucking blasts it, and Goku's like, you fool! And he's like, no! Stupid monkeys. One of my other objectives in live chat someday is to voice Frieza in Dragon Ball. I think I could do it. I can do a pretty decent Frieza. Zaban. Yeah, I used to like Bobby as a kid, thinking he was kind of amusing as a Weasley little shit, and him getting Tournament Pickle, and then Boo was, oh, that was great. That was a great fucking scene. I love that. Vegeta has the best character arcs between the entire series from DBZ to Super. Agreed. I mean, start going downhill after. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Boo arc is the weakest of the Z arc. Most of the villain arcs DBZ drag, but geez, the Boo arc. And Boo just sucked. Boo was so boring. He just doesn't do anything. Yeah, everything about him. Everything about him. Like when he was the big fat version, and then he was just he didn't talk, a mutant monster. Yeah. Boo, I do not like Boo. All right, we'll call it a draw. Frieza's not the Joker. Yeah, he is. I love that. I love that they brought back Frieza. I did my Broly review. That'll eventually be uploaded to my YouTube channel, chat. But I really fucking loved Frieza in Dragon Ball Broly. And, he's like, I want to grow 10 centimeters. And it was like, what are you talking about? I want to make it seem natural. And even like when because he sicks Broly on Vegeta and Goku, because he's like, I just want someone to kill him. I know I'm not powerful enough to kill them. I want someone else to kill him for me. And like how fucking Goku and Vegeta just teleport out of there, and they just put Broly in the path of Frieza. He's like, what are you doing? I'm Lord Frieza. Oh! It's so good. I love it. Oh. Yeah, he has some great development. I love fucking Frieza. All the clips I've seen of Frieza in Super and in like Broly, really fucking funny. Really funny. Mm-hmm. Boo is just dumb. Frieza refused to learn from his lesson. And he's like, fuck you, monkey. I must kill you. Frieza's the best. I mean, he represents a true tyrant and aristocratic type villain. Yeah, he is. And I love him for it. He's a villain you love to hate. Boo was just evil. Boo was just, I want to eat everything. I want to kill everybody. There's nothing to Boo. He had no personality. He had all the destruction capabilities of someone like Cell and Frieza. But I like Cell. I like Cell. Cell was a shit talker too. Mm-hmm. For me to go fighting Byakuya in Bleach because he can't understand Byaku, bitch. Not trying to place his. Mm-hmm. KC, I like more Super Boo because at least he had a personality of pure evil and bullhead as a brawn, but still a pink man-child loving candy and sweets. But he's 7 feet tall and jacked. Broly straight kicks the crap out of it. I love that. I love that scene. It was so good. It's literally just slapping him around. He's like, go. Oh Lord. The Izuku, I'm not saying these correctly, I'm sorry. The Izuku Midoriya versus Shota Todoroki fight in Sports Festival is pretty good. In My Hero Academia, it's pretty good. There you go. All right. It's giving it a shout out. I'm giving a shout out for you, Winfox. I'm not getting the names right. I know. So it's my favorite if we're talking to you. Cell was great. I really like Cell. I like Cell a lot. I wish they bring back Cell. It's been too long. I mean, they brought back all the other androids except 16. They brought back, 18, hot, 17. But I think Cell deserves a comeback. Like Frieza, we got Frieza back. Let's give Cell some attention because I'm like, I really like Cell. I know he's not, the same level as Frieza, but he's still up there. I still really liked him, but that's just me. Oh, just slapping, just forehand, backhand. That's all Broly was doing to Frieza. Even when he was in his golden form. I think Beerus and Whis are the best new characters. I like Beerus and Whis. I like them. Cell's might just upgrade Frieza in my opinion. You're not wrong. I mean, he's still got that aristocratic, that kind of like, attitude. I like creepy fucking, like, I'm gonna drink this guy. Why don't me drink this guy? When he's like fucking going, like, it's like a horror movie where he's like the imperfect Cell, whatever he's called. And he's going around like to all these cities, literally sucking people dry, chat, sucking with their sweet, sweet essence. And I just love it. It's like, I was gonna drink all these people. I like to drink them. I thought that was great. I love that version of Cell. Whoa, this is just fucking creepy. Oh, Lord. I don't know, leave Cell alone. His arc was great and should not be so like, fair enough. Fair enough. The Imperfect Cell was really cool. He was just scary. I was like, oh, God. That was like the episodes in DBZ I was like very freaked out by as a kid. I was like, I don't think I should be watching this. Like he like was draining people of their internal organs and fluids. It's like, oh. It's like, no, thank you. But those are mine, Chad. Those are all my top of my head. Cubby Bob, Spike versus Vicious, episode 5 and 26. I'll put that in there too, the finale. Avatar: Last Airbender, Aang versus Firelord, Ozai, Zuko versus Azula, Falcon Agni Kai, Attack on Titan, Aaron versus the Female Titan, season 1 finale, and Gohan versus Cell in the end of the Cell saga, and Goku versus Vegeta, as I accidentally put at the end, or in the middle of the Boo arc, the overly long Boo arc. Those are mine, Chad. My dad calls Cell Watermelon Man. That's perfect. I love that's a great nickname. Well, we same age, Chris. That it wasn't for kids when we were growing up. Yeah. Man, it was fun. It scared me. It was scaring me, man. It freaked me the fuck out. It killed a whole city. Even Pickle was like, what the? Even Pickle was like, whoa, that's kind of a little disturbing. But now, Joe, we'll move on to M. Xavier's second question. I like to tell you, Chad, good questions. A lot of questions and good questions tonight. I'll move on to M. Xavier's next question. Speaking of Avatar, I watched it the first time last year and loved it. Avatar: Last Airbender, Chad. That's what he's done, not the movie, the Avatar: Last Airbender, the series. Hearing the creators want to expand the Avatar universe makes me a little disappointed. Excuse me. After finishing the show, I felt satisfied. Obviously, there are the comics that act as a season 4, but for the most part, I was happy with the 3 seasons that we got. Yeah, don't understand. I get you. Is there any other property that after the first entry you didn't want to see any more of it? These could be a TV series, a movie franchise, video game, a book. It's like it's. I think it's what, like, with hindsight, I realize, like, I just one and done would have been perfect in hindsight. Because things kept going on and on and on. It's like, oh, this is just diminishing returns after a while. Or maybe it had like, oh, that was pretty good, but then it quickly dropped. You bring up Avatar: Last Airbender, I'll bring it up Legend of Korra. I was really excited. Like, Legend, I've talked about this before. The trajectory of the Avatar: The Last Airbender franchise was changed dramatically after the release of The Last Airbender movie. That movie had such a profoundly negative impact on the property. The Nickelodeon, like, the creators of the show were like, we want to do more seasons of this show, like a sequel series, but like the characters are older now, but we're still following Aang and Katara and Toph and Sokka and shit. And eventually this became the comics. All that, these plot threads that were never answered. They never finished. And Nickelodeon said, yeah, we don't really want you to do that because the movie was so bad and everyone associates The Last Airbender with shit. So we would prefer if you did another series, not called Avatar: The Last Airbender, and that's where they led with The Legend of Korra, Chad. That's what that was. And it was meant to be just a miniseries. It was meant to be 12 episodes. It was one and done. No sequel seasons. Like, here it is. Here's a miniseries. Go. And they did it. And I think the first season for me, so a lot of people swear by season 3, and I like some certain things about season 3, I do. But season 1 of Legend of Korra, to me, is the best season of that show. And I love the premise where it takes place, 60 years, many decades after the events of the original film. A lot of the original characters are either old, they're elderly, or they're dead. Aang is obviously passed on. He's been reincarnated in this young waterbender girl named Korra. Very headstrong, fiery attitude and stuff, but she's a savant when it comes to waterbending, firebending, earthbending, but she doesn't know shit about airbending. She can't do it. She tries. Her new teacher is going to be Tenzin, who is the youngest son of Avatar Aang. And he's going to teach her there, but, she's, for whatever reason, Avatar Aang and certain characters from the previous series was like, we got to make sure that she stays isolated here. The outside world is scary. And she says, no, fuck that. I want to go and explore the outside world. And she does so, and she comes to this Mecca, which is, it's like a kind of a go-between, like all the different nations of the world kind of go. It's called Republic City. It's the most advanced city on the planet, chat. And she goes, it's called, like, has like a 19 teens, 20s aesthetic. Everyone talks like this. They have that translated accent. And where you see like a lot of science, a lot of technological advancements have happened in the world of Avatar, where Avatar had a very, kind of ancient period, kind of mixture of feudal Japan in there as well, and some other, obviously different other cultures and things. All different, time periods and things. This one's very much a 19-teens, 1920s aesthetic and time period. And Korra discovers, she makes friends and everything, but she realizes that there's a discrepancy. And I thought this was very interesting. I was always thought about this in the original show, where, one thing with the base, one of my favorite things about Korra was that they established Aang to be a great leader, but shitty parent. Would have been nice to see the development of that, but yeah, we didn't see it. We just, yeah, he's a great leader, but he was a bad dad, which I'm like, you're telling me, it's like, that was one of my problems with the show, is because we don't find that out until like season 2, that he was a shitty dad, and it's not earned at all. They tell you, they don't show you, and that's one of my big problems with season 2. Season 2 of Korra sucks. I don't like that season at all. Like the one part of that season I like is the flashback stuff with original Avatar. Outside of that, I do not like it. And the whole Aang's a shitty dad, I was like, okay, show me, and they never show you. It's like, what the fuck. And so I didn't like that. But what I liked about season 1, or as it was just to be a mini-series, this series, it was showing the discrepancy between benders and non-benders, chat, where benders, people who can control the elements, earth, water, fire, air, they are the upper echelon of society. Whereas non-benders, you're a fucking dirty poor person who lives in shit. Fuck you. And I'm like, that's interesting. That's really interesting. And Korra, it's like Korra discovering this and realizing the corruption in Republic City, and you get the introduction of what I think is the best villain, I think, in the entire series for me. I think they dropped the ball to a degree with him, but overall, I think he's still just a great character. Amon, who establishes this cult, this organization called the Equalists, who are all about, representing these people, the non-benders, against the upper echelon of the bending community, and where he's building this army within the city itself to overthrow them. And he has an ability to literally strip someone of their bending. And it's Korra investigating this and trying to find out who Amon is and how deeply embedded his organization is into this society. And it's fascinating. There's a lot of twists and turns, chat. And, it's revealed, like, I think, the reveal, like, who he is was like, oh, okay. I mean, I get it. And the explanation why these people's bending the way is like, all right. But I think there was something more they could have done with that. But, despite that, really good. Really good. That ends. It ends. And that's the end of the series. Like, okay, there we go. It's the miniseries is over. And then they're like, Nickelodeon went, hey, that was so fucking popular. Everyone's talking about this. It did so well. Do another series. Do another season. And they're like, we don't know what to do. Do another one. And then we got season 2, which feels rushed and just doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like a whole idea. And I think that season sucks. Outside of the past stuff with Juan, who is played by Stephen Yeun, I believe, voiced him. Everything about that season was bad. Season 3 kind of redeemed it, introduced some new characters. Henry Rollins came in as a new villain, as Zahir, who is like, I wouldn't say too much in case you want to watch this, but cool kind of threat. And then season 4, which was like, all right, we're not going to give you any more money, and we're not going to have you go on television. You're going to just debut online now. And they didn't have money, and it was very noticeable, and I didn't like the villain at all. But it just makes me go and realize, this is like, despite some cool stuff in season 3, it should have been a miniseries. It should have been one-off. Because the other thing that really fucking bothered me, I've talked about this many times before, the thing that really bothered me about Legend of Korra And I'm like, I don't understand this, why they did this. But they completely dropped the equalist thing, the plot line with Amon, and the discrepancy between benders and non-benders. Like that should have been the heart of the show. And like, all right, this never really been addressed in Avatar before. It's like, okay, you represent these people too who don't have your mystical fucking powers. What are you gonna do for them? And it's forgotten. Like no one ever brings it up again. No one ever covers it. It's like this still exists. Why aren't we? And they don't care. It's just out of sight, out of mind. And I was like, all right. And it was a huge waste, and it was a mistake for what they did with Amon at the end of that season. It was like, no, should have been a recurring villain. Absolutely should have been a recurring villain. Because he was the villain, and the first time the series made me go like, all right, I kind of see what this guy's talking about, and he's not necessarily wrong with what he's saying. And I was like, and the fact that you just threw him away, I'm like, that was a major mistake. That was a major mistake. Like Red Badger, I agree. Kelly, welcome to the stream. I'm talking about Legend of Korra and After the Lost Airbender, man. I'm getting in the nitty gritty. Thank you, Red Badger. No one went hard agree. I love that idea, but I was sad they didn't explore it. They didn't explore it ever again. Trying to live very true. MC Aver, best villains are the ones you can relate with. Yeah, most of the times. Yeah, I agree. Batboy, season 2, Unalak sitting in his dark hut in his throne crew. I trust that guy. Screw you, level teacher. That's fucking Christ. Yep. And the focus on the love triangles. Oh my God, the love triangles are awful in season 2. I want to get into it. But to answer your question, just because I could spend the next 2 hours talking about the Legend of Korra, Chad. After listening, I love After the Last Airbender, and I love that first season, and it should have been a one and done. It should have been a one and done. That's all it should have been. And then you did like the Earth version, the Earth Kid or whatever. It's like AMC's The Killing. It was only supposed to be 2 seasons. AMC renewed it, and the writers didn't have anything, and it was renewed again in season 3 and 4. Feels slapped together. Yep. The equalist plot was dropped, and then more people in the world became benders and non-benders. Yeah, then they fuck. And that was one of the things that bothered me in season 3. It's like, oh yeah, we're just benders, because I mean this is spoilers, so I'm spoiling a series that came out quite a few years ago. But okay, so in season 3, chat, to set up the world, the setting of Avatar, the air nomads they control air. Like that's what Aang was a part of. His entire fucking people, his race, was destroyed. They were eradicated. Genocide was committed upon them by the Fire Lord, by the Fire Nation. They're all dead, and he's the last one. And so by the time we get to Korra, yeah, we have other airbenders, but it's like him and Katara have children. They have Tenzin. And the Tenzin has, several children and stuff. That's it. That's all of them. It's like, that's some consequence. So you got to keep these people alive in order to preserve this culture. And then in season 3, it's like, oh, don't worry about it, because Spirit World opened up in portals, and there's a tree, and the tree gave everyone airbending powers, so it's fine. And I was like, fuck off. That's the thing about season 3 that really bothered me. I think people just kind of like, oh, but Sahir is so good. It's like, Sahir is great, but that's some bullshit. That's some fucking bullshit. And I did not like that. That was really shitty. Oh, man, suppose I didn't know they killed everybody's last airbender. No. You got me there. Oh, wait, think of the 5 days. I think it's safe to say that the couriers got screwed by the hype. No, they did. I mean, they didn't have enough time. I don't blame them fully for. I don't. It should have been one season. As my answer to M. Xavier, should have been one season, in my opinion. Oh Lord, Kelly, I've been listening to you for about an hour. Awesome. So thank you, Kelly. No, absolute pleasure to have you here. Hope your mayoral duties are not too stressful, good sir. Always a pleasure having you here. Right now. Hope you're being entertained. Cheers and salute to you. I need more ice. One more thing about crime. Guys started going off. Right, Badger. Oh, man, spoilers. Oh, no, you read that. No arguments here. Thank you. Yeah. Moving on from Legend of Korra, because I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going by accident. I can't do that anymore. Pirates of the Caribbean. That franchise. I love Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl. It's just, again, we think about Pirates of the Caribbean, it's like, oh, Johnny Depp. I hate that character now. He's exhausting, and those movies are so long. That first movie, I did a review for it like a few months ago. Like, like a scene by scene break. I get the movie at a high full price. It really holds up. It's so much fun. The Jack Sparrow character, Johnny Depp's performance is really, really good. You're like, oh my God. He remember, people forget, he was nominated for an Oscar for that film. He was nominated for Best Actor. And it's like, yeah, every time he's on screen, you're just like, He's just so fun. He's great. I love the practical effects. I love the whole pirate aesthetic. I mean, the cursed gold, and everyone's skeletons, and there's good ship battles, and the CGI really holds up really well because fucking Jeffrey Rush is a skeleton man. It's like, you start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one. It's like, I love it. I love that. That first movie is so good. And then we got the second one, Dead Man's Chest. And I remember watching it in the theater. I think everyone was so excited for it. And people that loved it. And I was like, yeah, I didn't like it. It wasn't awful, but I was just like, yeah, it felt slow. It felt monotonous. The pacing was off. And the thing that really bothered me, I don't think anyone brings this up. The only thing with the Bible is, 'twas another great stream. Hope everyone has a great night. No one, thank you for the biddies, the 5 biddies. My heart's a pitter-pattern. Sleep well. Have a fantastic evening. Always a pleasure having you here. But the thing that really stuck in my craw about that movie, and the third one especially, is how Jack, Will Turner, and Elizabeth all fucking hate each other. Or at least, like, they don't get along. Where at the end of the Pirates of the Caribbean, the first movie, The Black Pearl, they're friends. Like, Will is like, I will fucking sacrifice my life to save him because he stood by us and helped us. Jack Sparrow. Like, at the end of the movie. I was like, God, they're fucking friends. I love that. And then in Dead Man's Chest, she's like, Jack, I'm going to kill you if you don't help me. And it's like, what the hell is going on? And they're constantly betraying each other. Whether it be Will, Elizabeth, or Jack, like back and forth. They do betray him in the end of the movie. And I'm just like, what the fuck is going on? What happened? Everyone was friends. And they're pieces of shit in the third one too. And that's the thing that really bothered me, is just like, everyone's an asshole. And I was like, all right, no, thank you. I'm done. And the third, the second, I give like rating for the first one, high full price, loved it. Few problems, few issues, but overall, it's a hell of an entertaining summer film. That's a really, and it beat the fucking odds. Based on a Disney ride, chat, but they added so much extra stuff to it, so much personality. Have an incredible lead actor. The aesthetic is great. The action is well filmed. It's like, wow, you made something really special. Second movie is lesser in every regard. Everyone's an asshole. It's like, it's a lot, very, very CGI heavy, longer, and didn't need to be longer. I give it a rental. Solid rental. The World's End. I'm just like, all right, fuck this. This is weird fucking, they're pulling shit out of their ass. So CGI heavy at this point. None of the characters are likable. I might give that might be some bullshit. I don't even remember. I don't remember the fourth one at all. I know that Ian McShane was in it as Blackbeard. I was like, that's pretty cool. I like that. But even then, I was like, yeah, I don't care for this. I remember, the supporting actors sucked in that. I remember they had like fill-ins because Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley they hadn't returned, and they had these two fill-ins who were like their roles, and they were so bad in the movie. So I don't know. I have no idea. I don't remember enough of it. I didn't like it. And then they did the fifth one, and at that point, it's like, all right, I'm done. Should have been one. Shockwave, hello! Good to see you. Hope you're doing very well, Mass Effect Lore Master. Talking about shows or movies that should have just been one film. Said Legend of Korra should have been one season, and Pirates of the Caribbean should have been one movie. That first movie was great. Everything else, no thank you. Where's the Black Pearl? Nominated for an Oscar. Well, Love Dead Man's Chest wins an Oscar. Oh, did it? Ha! Didn't care for it. Because you think about it, David Jones playing Oregon with tentacles. I'll give it that. That was a highlight, yes. Out of everything, yes, I'll give it that. I remember being 10 and loving all the scenes where Jack hallucinates different versions of himself, including a couple mini ones on the shoulder. I watched those scenes again recently, and those scenes are so awful now. I forgot that happened. I forgot that was a thing. That was in the third one, I think. And he's in Davy Jones' locker, right? Yeah. He's really been a good actor. He's been in a lot of high-profile stuff. You know, he is. I think he's always cast as a leading man and everything. I want to see him stretch himself. And he's in Lord of the Rings. He's in fucking, in Pirates of the Caribbean, of course. He's good. You know what? He's really good in Kingdom of Heaven. He's really good in Kingdom of Heaven. I liked him in that a lot. Underrated movie. Trilogy was tight. 4 and 5 were for you. Other one, yeah, I just wasn't a fan of the second and third one. I love that first movie. I'm all about it. Just see what any other comments were. DDR I'm heading out later, folks. DDR have a fantastic evening. Sleep well. Good to see you. Because there's happens with sequels a lot where they forget everything they learned from the last movie and they can't either relearn it or learn something else. And and they're just everyone's an asshole. I was like, I fucking hate that. And so that really stuck in my craw. Some of these are obvious. Some of these other ones, Jaws, obviously should have been one movie. Of course, there is no reason to see any of the sequels. I mean, Jaws 2 is not a bad movie. It kind of feels like a B movie. I mean, Jaws is kind of like a high, it's a high B movie, right? It's really what it is. But I mean, it has all those great scenes and those actors chat. You know, like fucking you have I mean, what was it? Robert Shaw, right? Doing that whole fucking monologue about World War II and everyone's being eaten alive by sharks. I was like, whoa, this is really good. That whole dynamic, that last third of the movies, the last third of the movie's so good when they're all in the boat together. And it's just and they're all that tension, but then they have that moment where they're all getting drunk and they're bouncing off each other. Like, that is really good shit. But then they got Jaws 2. But Jaws 2 is just a B movie. You know, they bring back, the sheriff again. And it's just the same thing. Now, the Jaws is literally trying to eat teenagers. It's what Jaws 2 is. It's Jaws mixed with Friday the 13th. That's exactly what Jaws 2 is. It's like the shark's like, I'm going to kill all these teenagers. That's what I'm going to do. Stop having sex on the ocean. I'm going to eat you. And that's what it is. Jaws 3 is worse. That's where it's like, what if Jaws was in a theme park, and that's all it, and it looks like shit, and it was during the 3D craze of that. Like, there's occasionally, Chad, every decade, however many, 10, 15 years, there's a 3D craze, and we were in the middle of the fucking 3D craze in the 80s, and where they shoved 3D in Jaws 3, that's what's called Jaws 3D, and the shark looked even worse than ever, and it was really cheap, and it took place in a theme park, and it was with the sons of Sheriff Brody, and I think the dad was dead by that point. And it was bad. And then, of course, Jaws: The Revenge Shot, which, I mean, you know, regarded as one of the worst movies, one of the worst sequels of all time. Jaws should have been one movie, obviously, Chen. Speaking of Jaws, speaking of the works of Steven Spielberg, chat, Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park should have been one film, okay? I love Jurassic Park. It's in my top 10 favorite movies of all time. I've done a full-length video and audio commentary for that movie. I've done a review. I've done a scene-by-scene breakdown of the movie. You can find on my YouTube channel, chat. I love that film. I watch that film several times a year. It holds up to this day. It's so good. Iconic characters, iconic lines, iconic sequences, landmark CGI, animatronics that are still good. They're like, this works. Some of the best stuff there. None of the sequels measure up. Not in any capacity. Obviously, Lost World does not. Maybe it's got some funny lines. Overall, forgettable. Very forgettable. Boring. Very boring movie. And unintentionally goofy. Jurassic Park 3, kind of like Jaws 2 in a way, where it's a B movie. It's very much a B movie. But still, diminishing returns. Still not great. You know, not unnecessary. Lost World's like, I remember I was excited with Lost World. I was seeing a theater, chat. And, you know, it's just the characters in that are just so fucking generic. The characters range from being one of two things. So generic that I don't even remember what you were in the movie, or you annoy me. Kids in that movie, chat, unlike the kids in the first film, so annoying. I was like, I hope that abomination T-Rex, whatever the fuck it is, eats them. I hope it eats them. And it didn't. I was like, damn it, you could have ate them. And also mean. That's the other thing, too. That movie is kind of like mean-spirited. There's a whole sequence in that film. I don't know. I think you remember this, chap. There's a whole sequence in there. Oh, the Vince Vaughn character. Alan. Sir Work, I'll give it that. I'll give Jurassic Park 3. Like, there's a lot of bad Jurassic Park movies. Jurassic Park 3 is not the worst of them, but Jurassic Park 3 has the worst scene in the franchise. And it's when Sam Neill is asleep on that plane, and he's having a dream, and he wakes up, and he talks to a velociraptor. And the velociraptor goes, Alan, that is the absolute worst scene in the franchise. And I love it. Because every time I hear someone's name is Alan, I always think of that scene. I'm like, God damn you, Jurassic Park 3. That's the absolute worst scene in the franchise. But back to my original point. In Jurassic World, there's a really fucked up scene in that movie. I was like, I don't like this. It made me uncomfortable. Where the two kids who I'm like, I wish they got eaten. They have like a nanny, and she works the park. I don't know. Like Bryce Dallas Howard's like, take care of my niece and nephew, or my nephews, even though I should be doing this. And she gets fucking attacked by a pterodactyl who's like fighting her in the air, and eventually drops her into the water enclosure of this giant water dinosaur. I forget what it's called. And it keeps like trying to lift her up in the air, and then the fucking water dinosaur comes up and then vores her and the pterodactyls like that. And it was like, it's played off like, oh, wasn't she? She wasn't an asshole. The thing is, maybe she was aloof, but she wasn't an asshole. The Mosasaurus, thank you. And I was like, okay, that was not deserved. That was undeserved. That was too much. Okay, that was not like Wayne Knight's Dennis Nedry. You know, like his death. I was like, you know what? He deserves what he got. He's a piece of shit. He endangered all the people. He endangered those kids. He was a liar. He was doing it for money. He was only doing it for himself. He deserved to get eaten by that Dilophosaurus shit. He deserved to have his fucking eyes melted and eaten alive by the Dilophosaurus, okay? We were like, yeah, it makes sense. But in what the nanny, we don't know who the nanny is. She's just doing it. She's like, she doesn't work. She's not a nanny. First of all, that was not her job. That was not her job in the park. She's like, I'm a fucking like high profile executive assistant, and now you want me to baby. I'm not. This is not what I do. And she's doing her best. She's like, all right, we'll go around. We'll get you ice cream. And then this happens. It's like undeserved. I was like, that was very fucking weird. That scene, and I was like, it just left me kind of feeling gross. It was like, I didn't like that. Love the kaiju battle at the end with the abomination T-Rex and the regular T-Rex chat. That was cool. And what the fucking. when the Velociraptor and the T-Rex teamed up against the Abomination T-Rex, like literally like, and they look at each other going, yeah. Are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, we're best friends now, huh? It's like, come on. Chris, everything about me is I listened to an interview. Oh, hold on. This thing keeps popping up. I listened to an interview with Colin Trevorrow when the movie came out, and he explained they described to do that because they decided to do that because she'd be the first woman to die in a Jurassic Park movie. Oh, and be cool. And I guess that's true. And because she's, and this is direct quote, a bridezilla. Okay. All right. Oh, I'm that extra on the tube. Oh, that was great. I did, Newsy Ducky. I did, because the movie had like, it has a couple of good like things in the background. That extra holding 2 margaritas. Running away from the dinosaurs was really funny. I like that. Oh, that was good. That was good. I still remember the Lost World has my favorite second death scene next to Geronimo eaten by the T-Rex. Peter Stormare about the little. Oh yeah. The little compies stuck with me as a kid. Oh, when they tore them apart. When the little girl got like nommed on by them. There wasn't also another scene I didn't like with in the Lost World where they went after the chubby guy who was like who fucking saved Jeff Goldblum and everyone else and Vince Vaughn and shit, and he gets torn apart by them T-Rexes. I was like, I didn't like that. And he was the MVP of that movie, chat. And he got his ass. Eddie, that's right. Eddie did nothing wrong. And he got eaten alive. Oh Lord, chat. I despise Jurassic World. Yeah, overall, Jurassic World is not a good movie. Yeah, I like Margarita, man. I totally forgot about that scene. Thank you so much, Uzi Ducky, for reminding me of that. That was funny. I like Margarita Man, and I like the kaiju scene at the end of the movie. Other than that, not a great film. And Fallen Kingdom, chat. Ugh, no, thank you. That might be the worst one. Just overall Jurassic Park movie overall. Yeah, I don't know. Set something up that could potentially be cool, but fuck, man. The first movie is a classic. That is an amazing movie. That's one of my favorites of all time. Top 10. I watch it several times a year. Those other ones don't even come close. So Jurassic Park, definitely. Another one for me, chat. Funny enough, also a film that came out in the 90s. The Matrix, chat. Love the original Matrix. So much fun. They introduced a whole new world and, landmark special effects and CGI and stuff. Dated now at this point, obviously. But so cool. Those sequels. I remember, I can tell you what, because I was not one of those people like going, oh, Matrix Reloaded. No, that's a good movie. I'm like, no, I was not that guy. I can testify to that. I remember and when I watched The Matrix Reloaded, I was sitting in the theater, and it was during the scene when, I don't know, fucking Neo was talking to who's the guy who was, what's the guy called? The I don't know his name. The Menavigilian or whatever his name is. He has some stupid fucking name. You know what I'm talking about? And he's talking, he's just going on about this pie and how it relates to like this woman's vagina and her having an orgasm. And I remember like watching this in the movie. Not the old white dude. No, not the old white dude in the chair. No, it's before that. It's the guy who the Medvagillion or whatever the hell his name is. The Merovingian. That's it. That guy. And it's like he's talking about this woman and how the camera then goes between her thighs and she has like an orgasm. She gets up because she came because he did something to the pie because he controls reality. And I'm like, this movie fucking sucks. I remember that I was like, this is a bad film. And I know that everyone loves the truck sequence. They're fighting on the semis, but I know they built 2 miles of a fucking highway, but no. I remember watching him going, this is awful. That was really bad. But the slow-mo sexing and the rave. Everyone knows the rave. The rave was like people dancing. I was like, when are we gonna get to the action? What's the people dancing? Did not like The Matrix Reloaded. I give the movie some old bullshit. I did not like that film. And what was it? Revelations? Revolution? Awful movie. So bad. That one's. I don't need to say anything about that one. The Matrix should have been one movie. I mean, I know it's like it sets up so many things in motion, but it's like, I don't know. Like in hindsight, it would have been better just to do one. Revolutions, that's what it was. The French guy not named Vincent Cassel, that one. Chris, did you get turned on in the theater when you saw Trini's booty and Bazungas? Not really. No, I didn't really. Not particularly. No. To be honest with you, no. Sad Keanu Reeves enters. I mean, I like the first Matrix. I do. But yeah. And that's why I'm very concerned about the fourth Matrix. I'm like, I don't think anyone was asking for that. I'm good. I don't need to see that one. I know, and the Wachowskis, I'm sorry, but I have not liked their films since the original Matrix. I do not care for Speed Racer. Speed Racer is fine. It's like a rental to me. And everything else, I'm like, nope. Cloud Atlas, nope. Jupiter Ascending, nope. Anything else they've probably done, nope. These are the ones I remember seeing. I don't know what to expect with that fourth film. And the last one I'd say, Chad, the last one on this list is good. It's a very good question, Xavier. This is the last one I have, chat. And it's Star Trek 2009. I really enjoyed Star Trek 2009. Like when I first watched, I was not like I'm a Star Wars guy. I'm not too like I know Star Trek. I've seen some episodes of the original series of Next Generation. I've seen Wrath of Khan. I've seen like I think several of those movies. Like I've seen the first one, which is boring as fuck. Wrath of Khan, the Search for Saga that was okay, and then some of the other ones, and maybe some of the Next Generation ones, which were all bad. All the Next Generation movies I've seen are bad, but despite that, I wouldn't say I'm a Star Trek fan, but I'm nothing against it. I like Picard. That was fun. I like that show. And when I watched it, I was like, this is good. I know some people don't like it, but I think it's entertaining. But I love that first movie, that J.J. Abrams directed Star Trek 2009 film. I was like, this is really cool. It's more Star Wars than Star Trek, probably why I like it so much. But I mean, great fucking effects, CGI, and practical, the makeup. I liked the cast. I thought they did a really good job. Chris Pine and Zoe Saldana and Simon Pegg and Carl Urban and everyone else. And I was like, this is really fun. My only charisma of that movie is that Nero I don't understand like why he's mad. It doesn't make any fucking sense. He's a lame villain. I like his line, fire everything. I love that line. I always say it in things. It just sticks out in my head. But still very entertaining movie. Like it's a full price movie. Great. And then they did In the Darkness. And you had, the whole fucking, it's not Khan. It's not, and it was Khan. But it's not like Benedict Cumberbatch was bad as Khan. Like my whole thing is, it's an okay movie. It's like entertaining. And I think Benedict Cumberbatch does a good job. It's just that, I think it was just the whole thing where it was the market leading up to, it's like, it's not Khan, guys. Okay, he's a new character. And it's like, okay, it's Khan. And I think that took away from it. And so I was like, I don't really, it's an okay movie. It's okay. I don't hate it. I know some people hate that movie. I don't hate it. I don't know. I'm like low matinee, high rental on it. There's some cool sequences, some cool parts, but it's fine. It's entertaining enough. Nowhere near as good as the first one. And then they did Star Trek Beyond, which I know people are like, that's the best one. I don't think it's the best one. That one felt like, and it's weird. It felt like, and because you can go either way. People said, "Oh, that's the best one," because that feels like an episode from the original series. And I was like, "Yeah, one of the bad episodes from the original series, where it literally looks like the original series in some parts, where even the fucking rocks look like styrofoam and they look fake, like I can push over the set." But I have one thing. I have one positive thing to say about it, I really, really liked that new character they introduced. I always forget her name, but it's the alien. It's the very white-looking alien. I just loved her. I just loved her all demeanor and dynamic with the crew. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like, she's gonna be a new member of the crew in the sequels that never happened. And I don't know what her name was, Jalea. I really liked her. I was like, I dig this. So I don't know if that they're gonna. I know they're doing another Star Trek movie now. I guess it's been confirmed. They're bringing some director. I forgot. I read about it a couple days ago, but I don't know who it is. And I guess the cast is coming back. I hope she's in it because I liked her. Hi, I'm Nye Brownie, and I haven't understood a single word that's been said all night. I'm sorry. But Koki, thank you, because that's the point I was going to turn to. So I really liked what's her name who played Jayla. Great new character. I was like, oh, I really liked her. But fuck, Idris Elba was awful. They wasted him. His whole, and I like the idea of the movie. It's like, these are fucking ex-Starfleet guys who are abandoned. Like, we're fucking pissed because you abandoned us. But they had this weird. Thank you, Chris, for the 5 minutes. I'll read your comment in just a second. They had this weird plot device where Idris Elba was using this technology that imbued him with the essence of aliens. And it mutated him, and it's what kept his crew alive forever. They had Idris Elba under all this fucking makeup. And I was like, I don't understand you, dude. And I thought he was so lame. I was like, all right, I don't want to do this. Like, I like the idea of his character, but completely wasted. They didn't do anything interesting with him. That was the problem. That was the big problem. I was like, God damn, you wasted him. And it was too bad because I liked certain things. And then the third act. Sabotage! Awful. So awful. That third act was, I'm like, all right. That's the worst film. I'm sorry. I know people say, no, Into Darkness is the worst. No, Stargate Beyond is the worst movie in that franchise, in that rebooted franchise. I'm hoping for the fourth film. I'm like, I'm going to see what you got. I'm going to see if you can recapture that magic from the original movie. But please don't let any, fucking Beastie Boy songs be the thing that saves the galaxy at the end of the film. Please, for the love of God. Chris, look at 5 minutes. They got the guy who did all the WandaVision episodes. That's it. And if, they haven't said it's the 90 cast though. Oh, fair enough. Except Chekhov. Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah. Passed away before the movie came out, right? He had finished filming, of course, but he passed away before. Thought that tech was actually kind of creepy, especially when they show him like sucking off characters. Yeah, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Yeah. And you get the power of the Rock, man. And a former Mako Enterprise reference. I like Idris Elba's backstory. Yes, exactly. His backstory was really interesting. I guess was Mako's Enterprise, like the show Enterprise. I was like, this is cool. But right, the execution floundered. Excuse me, chat. Oh boy. Tremors, they hit the right with the first movie. Everyone after the first was okay. Everything after the first was okay, and then direct-to-video sequels. Yeah, no, I agree. Tremors is just a really fun, like, monster movie. I just love the idea of these giant fucking worms underneath the ground. They were sucking you down. No, Tremors is really fun. I want to review that song. I want to do a commentary for that. I want to do a review for that song. That's a really fun movie. Kevin Bacon's great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, good choice. But those are mine, Chad. Those are all mine. Off the top of my head. Legend of Korra, first season. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, Jaws 1, of course, The Matrix 1, Jurassic Park, and Star Trek 2009. Those are mine. Idris was still better than Eric Bana. I mean, I don't know. I understood what Eric Bana was saying. I'll give him that. Like, there was like, I don't know what the fuck Idris Elba is saying here. He's like, because they have him under so much makeup, and it's affecting his delivery. I was like, I don't know what the fuck this man's saying. What about the Mummy 2? Oh, like the Brendan Fraser Mummy. I remember I did reviews for these, and I remember I like the first Brendan Fraser Mummy a lot. I think I give like a matinee or like a high matinee. I really enjoyed that. The first movie's fun. I own it on Blu-ray. It's fun. The second one is just, I don't hate it, but it's not nearly as good as the first. I think it maybe gave that like a high rental. I feel like that's what I gave it at the time. You find out what I gave it, chat. It's on my YouTube channel. Both reviews are on my YouTube channel right now. The first Mummy review actually, I had a lot of views. I had like 300 views, I think, or maybe even more than that now. But it should have been just one movie. Should be. And the third one, I don't even remember if I saw that or not. I can't remember. I might have or I might not have. I don't know. I remember Yetis. I remember Yetis playing soccer. I remember Jet Li, and that's it. I remember Rachel Weisz was not in that film. Yeah, she's like, I'm done. Mummy 3 is on the list. So the third one's on the list to review someday. So I might not have seen it. I could review it someday. Yeah, it'll be fun. Let's learn if Kevin Bacon doesn't come back, the sequel ban ship. Oh, Donnie Darko. Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. The S Darko, whatever it's called. Awful. Really, just a boring fucking movie. Yeah, good one. Third one is Dog Show of the Highest Order. Oh, the Mummy. Fair enough. Tom Cruise Mummy was a rental for me. Not terrible, but great. I didn't like that movie either. The first that first Brendan Fraser Mummy was really entertaining, and it filled the void of Indiana Jones because last Indiana Jones that come out at that time was in '89, 10 years ago, the Last Crusade, and that's what that movie really was. It felt like an Indiana Jones film. The Mummy, the '99 film, was way better than I'd say Crystal Skull. Oh my God, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. We have all, it's like, what is it? Hey, it was O'Connor. We have all the horses, and you're on the wrong side of the river. Oh, I love it. You ever see Doom Patrol? Oh, hell yeah, Art Thief. I love Doom Patrol, season 1 and 2. I cannot wait for season 3. Brendan Fraser is fantastic as Robot Man. So goddamn good. That's kind of been like his resurgence, I think, like in that show. He's really good in that. I did a review for Doom Patrol episode 1 and 2. I will, they'll eventually be uploaded on my YouTube channel, but yeah, love Doom Patrol. That's the best DC show on right now. Really, oh, Benny's great. Benny's so fun. I was like, I have kids. No, you don't. He's like, I might. The Mummy's like, maybe want to like watch that movie again. The Mummy's a really fun movie, chat. Yeah, that was a good film. It has some problems and shit, but and some really not great looking CGI nowadays, but it's man. Brendan Fraser's really fun in that movie. And Rachel Weisz is hot. Wow. I mean, it's like she's stunning. Because recently saw her in Black Widow. And she looks good. Obviously she's good, but she's older now. It's 20 years later. It's 20 years later, chat. But like Rachel Weisz in The Mummy, it's like, good God, you're gorgeous. But now, chat, we'll go ahead and move on to the third and final question from M. Xavier. I'm telling you, I'm giving you these thick, girthy, well-endowed, curvaceous, robust answers, chat. Oh, no, was that the last? Oh, no, here it is. What is your opinion on remakes, remasters, and backwards compatibility? I found myself preferring remakes over remasters and backwards compatibility. I recently played the Ezio collection. I couldn't finish the game because it just felt clunky to me compared to the games. I heard that about the Ezio trilogy, that the remaster is like, this is a bad remaster. I heard it was bad. I'm with you there. Definitely remakes over remasters. I mean, I'm playing the remaster of Mass Effect right now, the trilogy, the Legendary Edition, which includes almost all the DLC from the previous games, updated graphics. But it's like, part of me is like, I mean, I loved it. I'm really enjoying it, Chad. It's been one of my favorite streaming series I've ever done, playing Mass Effect 1 and 2 and 3 on here for you guys. Thank you for being a part of it with me. Unacceptable Mouth Trilogy, as Nia Brownie would call it. But part of me in the back of my brain is like, I would really like this to be remade, though. And I know these games aren't old enough to, like, even think. I mean, fucking EA is making a remake of Dead Space, and Dead Space is not even 20 years old. It's going to be, what, 15? 14? Oh, well, it's 14, this year? So, I think 14, maybe 13. That's around that, 13, 14. But, I mean, part of me is like, I would love to see this be remade and have, like, additional scenes and missions and stuff. Like, of course. It's like, yeah, I mean, when you look at something like Resident Evil 2 remake and 3 remake and even Final Fantasy 7 remake, it's like, wow, these are different games. I mean, yeah, they're inspired by those original games. They're taking elements from those original games, but these are totally new experiences. And that's really cool. And so we've had like, I always appreciate updated graphics and stuff. Remasters are fun, especially if like you really notice it. Like Gears of War, like the first Gears of War, they did a remaster a couple of years ago. And it was great. It looked so much better. They redid the cutscenes too. They all look new. They added in additional content that was cut from the base game. I was like, oh, this is awesome. Well, that's a good way to do a remake. That's like the best way to do a remaster, in my opinion. But remakes, yeah, I prefer those. I'm right there with you. There's we talked about some remakes tonight that we'd love to all see, and eventually, games that even I love. Like I love to see, remakes of KOTOR someday. I mean, that's one that needs it. And Star Wars Knights of the Republic. There's so many, chats. So yeah, no, to answer your question, Xavier, definitely remakes over remasters. But there have been some good remasters. But after RE2 Remake and 3 and Final Fantasy 7, it's like, all right, let's see some cool shit in the next few years. I'm hoping for it. Hopefully, I'm getting Resident Evil 4, hopefully someday. Skyrim remaster. Yeah, we got so many remasters of 4 and Resident Evil 4 and Skyrim. I would love we're going to get a remake of 4 someday. So we'll see. Give Shepard better mobility. Give him the ability to dance. Oh, Lord. I wish you not true. True. But she's just, to me, like, wow. Like, knocks you over gorgeous in that first movie. Here, the next season of Doom Patrol, whenever that comes out, it's great. Yeah, and I think they've confirmed that season 3 is happening. I think they're filming it or something. So, I think we're good. Dick moves stepping on that guy's glasses. Oh, man, that scene, Koki, that scene scared the shit out of me as a kid. When he fucking took that guy's eyes and tongue. I was like, oh my God. Scared the hell out of me. And I felt, did you guys feel like really bad for that guy? When he was back at the hotel, and then Imhotep and Benny came to visit him. He's crying. And I was like, oh, and then Imhotep is like, I've come for you, everything else. And it's like, I felt so bad for that guy. Oofa, chat. Oofa. For me, a remaster just means you don't get a sequel this year. Eat it. Yeah, true. You didn't feel bad? I felt bad for him. I was like, listen, he was like, I mean, those are mercenary guys or whatever, but still, he was not like he was an evil person. I was like, damn, what are we talking about again? We're jumping back and forth. That's my fault now. You're talking about The Mummy 1999 and talking about remasters. It was terrifying. Yeah, agreed, Koki. Yeah, ugh. Yeah, I saw that at a young age. I was like, whoa. It really freaked me out. Oh. So, because it was 99. Because I saw it in the theater. And I was like 9 years old, 8 years old when I saw that movie. There's some like disturbing scenes in that film. And the bugs. Oh, remember the bug? That guy that went into the fat, smelly guy? Remember that guy, chat? When the little scarab went inside him? He's like, ah! That scared the shit out of me. He was slowly eating his brain. Fuck. No, thank you. He was white in a foreign land. He was, yes. Still feel bad for him. Who would have expected fucking mummies to rise from the dead and start, ripping out your eyeballs and tongue? I didn't. Oh, Lord. And now, chat. And oh, no, there's another question after this. I'm sorry. There are, there's two. My mistake, Xavier. You have 2 more questions. You have 2 more questions. A total of 5 questions. Is there any Final Fantasy game that you can see as a movie or TV show? Yes. Final Fantasy 4, 6, 7, and 9. Those are my favorite Final Fantasy games. And I've talked about them before. I think they have the best stories. I think they have the best characters. I think they have the best villains. I mean, Kefka, Sephiroth, hell yeah, chat. All that shit. They all explored, have different aesthetics, whether it be medieval or dystopian or a combination of the two or steampunk. It's like, yeah, I think they have some of the best stories and characters. And that was when I was really passionate about Final Fantasy, that era of it. I'm not a big, I know people love 10, and I'm not a 10 guy. It's not for me. A lot of people really liked 15. Not for me. But those are big. Final Fantasy 6 for you, Sir Work, yeah. You're holding the jars full of organs. Stop! You shouldn't do that. Oh Lord, but yeah, those are the 4 I would say. Like, you could do a TV series, whether it be live action or animation. Animated series of those games would be really cool to see. Yeah, do like a Netflix animated series of 4, 6, 7, and 9. I like that. But he was a bigger villain than Imhotep for me. I wish he didn't get PG-13. He did. He got eaten by those bugs. I feel like if Chris was in The Mummy, he would be Mr. Henderson. I'm trying to remember who Mr. Henderson was. Oh, was that the guy that got his eyes and tongue ripped out? Hey, I want to be that guy. Or John. I'll be Jonathan. Jonathan lives. I'll be Jonathan. Thank you very much. I'll be him. At least he fucking survives. I'm good with that. 10 and 13 are like, I'm kind of the same opinion. I didn't like those. 10, I'm like, oh, this is going in a direction I don't really particularly care for. And then 13, I was like, all right, fuck this. I remember being angry about 13. I was like, all right, I'm done. Yeah. Final Fantasy 3 would make a good movie. Persecution, class-based discrimination, themes. I just didn't like it. To each their own. But now, chat, we have the last question from M. Xavier. Are there any downsides of being a Twitch streamer full-time? Yes. In my last job, I had all my insurances covered by my work. My health insurance and my dental insurance and everything else. And, hey, being self-employed, chap, gotta pay for that myself. Gotta pay for my own health insurance, gotta pay for my own dental insurance. I think dental insurance is cheap. Health insurance, ooh boy, you're gonna pay a pretty fucking penny for health insurance, chap. But I mean, that's just one of the things that comes with it. You know, I mean, those are the biggest things. That was my biggest concern about going full time with the streaming. I was like, I need to make sure I make enough that I can make sure I have health insurance. I can pay for these things and not make like kind of shitty health insurance. Like, no, I didn't, proper. Yep, that costs money. That costs some serious money, Chad. Thankfully dental is inexpensive. I was like, thank God. But yeah, health insurance, that was the big deal for me. I mean, there's always the thing in the back of my mind, but it's always like, hey, you know, it's where I have to keep producing content. Like I can't, like, you know, I do have plans to take some time off, Chad, especially when I'm visiting family this, you know, coming September. You know, but it's like so much of what my livelihood is like, I need to keep doing this in order to make an income. That's a big thing. I need to create content, whether it be on here, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on Patreon, whether it be on OnlyFans. I got to be consistent about that. I'm always trying to innovate and find a better way and have a proper schedule, a proper pacing for all my work. And so got to consider that too. Got to keep the money rolling in. I mean, that's a part of it. It's part of streaming. You know, I'm not like, you know, one of those big streamers, like, or even those mid-tier streamers where it's like making $5,000 a month or something like that. It's like I'm living comfortably, I'm living well, obviously, but or even like those, you know, those bigger streamers, of course. But it's like I got to keep producing this content. So yeah, that's the thing you got to consider, and of course the insurance is what you got to pay for. So those are the big things for me. Yeah, dental's health cheap. Dental is very cheap, so thank God, right? But health insurance, woo-wee. Medical healthcare is American healthcare system is fucking awful. And they charge you up the ass. Papa Chris going to go out for cigarettes? No, I'm always going to be I have to come back. I can't afford to leave. Oh, and taxes. Oh, yeah, the taxes are going to go up. Oh, my God, the taxes, chat. Ooh, yeah. Yep, that's why I'm like, when I buy a game, that's work expense, work expense, work expense. Keep track of that shit when you get in the streaming chat. Use it. Whatever you buy, you gotta submit those receipts. Very important, Vin Diesel. Chris is family. It's true. It's true. During the show, I knew it's much maligned due to the cocoon section of the game. Point B, it is actually a compelling story if you get this past the gameplay, which actually, yeah, fair enough. You better not. I ain't leaving. Believe me, I can't. While me and my girlfriend were watching some of your videos today, she said you looked like Gideon from Gravity Falls. Gideon Gleeful? Little me. God damn. All right. Okay. I'll allow it. Why not? Did she like the videos at least? Was she entertained by them? I hope so. As long as she was having a good time, sure. I'll go with it. Little old me. Why, Stanley Pines, it's so good to see you. Oh, Mabel, I lust after you and your womanhood. Little Juicy replace Mr. Evans. Oh, that could happen. Yeah, like draw me. With ours working streamers I haven't followed, you're doing great. Thank you guys. No, thank you guys. No, seriously, thank you for all the support. It's because you I'm able to live. I'm able to afford my rent, save a little bit, of course, and also pay for everything. So, no, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I think you look more like a slimmer Seuss. Well, thanks. Chris Ayers in hindsight. I mean, it's good you didn't get a cartoon avatar on Sammy's show because that would just use that. Yeah, they would have. Oh, yeah. No doubt. She liked them. Yay. Well, that's good to hear. But yeah, that's my answer to your question, M. Xavier. Insurances, and I mean, I'm relying. I got to keep creating content always consistently. And that's how it has to be. But thank you, M. Xavier, for all of those questions. And thank you for being a subscriber on my Patreon. Do appreciate that. And now, chat, we shall get to the final questions. And I always say these for last because Color Me Hazel, she asks to be last. I don't know if she's returned yet. She said she was making food or dinner or something. And I don't know what's going on. But hopefully she's come back. Hopefully she'll come back because now, chat, we got to get to Color Me Hazel's question. And then Jackbox, right? Maybe not tonight. I told you the thick, girthy, well-endowed, curvaceous, robust answers. It's taken me a long time. You lie! I did lie. You're right. You got me on that one. I lied. I didn't know how long this was going to take. This is a long one. It's a long one, chat. We'll play some Jackbox tomorrow or on Monday. We'll play some Jackbox on Monday. I'm sorry, Chan. I'm sorry. Won't be able to do it tonight because listen, I gotta give my patrons the respect that it is due, Chad. They deserve those robust. Happy Father's Day, everybody. Mr. Yasman, good morning to you. Because she went because you're talking too long. That's what I do, though. That's what I do on the Class in the Glass cast. But we will answer Cummy Hazel's question. She'll be able to, listen, watch the answers later on. And this is her first thing, Chad. This is her first thing. Create a movie plot starring the Juicy Gang in a Tyler Perry movie, Chad. All right, Chad. So Tyler Perry starring me and the Juicy Gang, Chad. So if I had my way, it would obviously be a MADEA film, Chad, okay? Yes, Tyler Perry, he's like, I'm doing MADEA, fuck bull fucking shit. There's too much money in MADEA, Chad, and I think you gotta bring her back. You gotta bring her back, Chad, and the whole theme of the movie is gonna be about fucking family, Chad, okay? So MADEA, she's got some rough things going on right now. All right, she's recently out of jail again because she was slapping some people somewhere. Chat, I mean that's what she does for assault charges. Did a little time, got caught by the po as she says, and she went to jail. But now she's out. She's on parole. Chat. But she's gonna be doing some community service. That's obviously a part of her sentence and things like that. Meanwhile, she's hoping to also get a little money. And she believes if she, enters into Ancestry.com, if she puts in her DNA, she's going to find out who a relative is. And maybe she's hoping like, ooh, one of them rich relatives. Maybe she'll find someone, she'll ask for that money because she needs to make the payment on the house, the mortgage and all that shit. It's what she needs to do while also obviously doing this community service, chat. So she does her thing. She puts in her DNA, chat. She spits. She pisses in it. She does whatever she does, chat. Sends it, and comes back, and she's like, oh hell yeah! She's got a person who's related to her, and she's like, she looks this person up, and is like, oh, they run a charitable organization, but she's like, oh, this person makes a lot of fucking money, obviously, and this person is Chai Race Herman, and she's Chai Race Herman. Oh hell, she's like, I'm gonna make some money off of him, and they set up this meeting. Chai Race Herman, he's he's coming to visit. How dare you? What? What did I do? Chai Race Herman. And so she set this up. She's like, she wants to make a good first impression. She got fucking Joe there. Joe is there too, Chad. Chai Race Herman, Chad. Yes. Good old Chai Race. And she got a whole fucking spread up in there, Chad. Joe is like, it's gonna be some fucking bum, Mabel. It's like, goddamn it, Joe, don't be talking about that now, fuck. Don't go sit in that goddamn chair, you complain. And so the fucking, they hear that, and all the other members of the MADEA family there, I don't know, past movies, whatever, but they're there too. And, the Chai Race Herman knocks on the door, rings the doorbell, she opens it up, and who does she see? Me! Chris Herman! White boy Chris Herman. She's like, who the hell are you? And she's like, it's me, I'm Chris Herman. We're family, we're relatives. She's like, what the hell is all this shit? And it's true, Chad, it's true. Because, apparently way back in the day, Chad, our ancestors, Chad, maybe one of my family members happened to have owned people or something, and slept with an individual, chat, slept with a black woman or whatever you might say, and that's where the DNA split off, chat, and it's been revealed that Chai Race Herman is actually Christopher Herman, chat, and I've come in here, and I am Medea's long lost, like, great nephew, chat. I'm her great nephew, and she's like, she's like, it's weird because I am me and she is her, and it's like, she's like, at least I can make some fucking money off this white boy. But really, my charitable organization, chat, it's not that. I work at a daycare. I work at a daycare, chat, and it is the very fucking daycare. Funny enough that she has to do her community service. Actually, I convinced her, like, well, Medea, how about you just do this? You go to the parole officer, and you come work with me at the daycare that I work at. I'm kind of like in charge of it and things, and I'm the main head daycare guy. And she's like, I don't want to know little kids and stuff. I don't want to teach them and shit. And she's like, but Medea, it'll be good. And I'll pay you, make some money. She's like, I like that. I like you, Chai Race. Juicy got black twin. No, it's me. It's just me, her young white nephew. Yeah, her young white nephew, exactly. And so I love that there's an argument in the entire movie. She keeps calling me Chai Race, even though my name is Chris Madea. No, you're Chai Race Herman. And so we go to the daycare. Showing you 20 videos, my heart's a pitter patter. I hope you're fucking liking this chat. I hope you're liking it. Thank you, show. But we go to the daycare, and I introduce her to the class chat, the daycare. You know, the kids always are coming in and everything, and you know who the class is, chat. It's you. You're all like little derpy versions of yourself. So we have like little Naya Brownie, chat, and she's always eating brownies and shit. We have little Joshua. He's always watching. You know, everybody loves Raymond. You know, we got Call Me Hazel, and she's like a little panda hat and stuff. She's yeah, and she controls everyone's fate. And we got everybody there, Chad. We got Chris Herman. What's this? I want to see this. Oh my God! Yes, I gotta show this to you guys. Oh yeah. Previous artwork from the Asylum. Here, I gotta show you this latest piece, chat. This is some good stuff here. Oh, here we go. Hey, after the actually looks good. Get me out of the story now. You're there too, Jason. Real Adventures there. Koki, you're there. Oh, the hell to the chat. I'm the margarita man. You're there, Doozy Ducky. We're actually right away with my 2 margaritas. Bat Boy, all of you are there. You're the Clash. You're recurring characters. And the whole movie is like Madea. Like, the 2 of us are bonding, like, because it's weird. I mean, she didn't expect me to look the way I do. I did not expect her to look the way she did. And, you know, we have to kind of, like, realize, you know, she blames me. Here's the dramatic part of the movie, where it's like, you know, because her fucking ancestors were slaves, and my ancestors were slave owners, but it's like, I'm not, but, you know, I shouldn't, you know, but I'm not them. I'm not my ancestor. She's not her ancestor. So we had to come together, despite, you know, who we are. And when we learned to love each other over the course of the movie, we learned to be family. You know, I become her nephew. And then she learns to bond with these kids. And we get all sorts of comedic sequences, chat. All sorts of comedic sequences in the film. What's the marriage coming? No, not that kind of love. Not that kind of love. Is that Charisse? It's Charisse Herman. What the fuck did I just walk in on? Why, it's me. It's Charisse. It's Charisse Herman. But we learn all this throughout the course of the movie, and you kids are all doing all the little weird, gross shit that you do. You know, stuffing brownies in your faces and eating broccoli and watching Everybody Loves Raymond and, you know, canceling each other. But Madea, she learns to take care of these kids her own way, and various shenanigans ensue, chat. And her time is up. Her time is up in the you know, with the parole thing and with the community service. She's like, I don't want to. She's like, you know, Madea, you know, it's been so great to know you. I want to continue to get to you. She's like, all right, you come over every Sunday. I'm gonna cook you. It'll be great. I ain't taking care of those little fucking kids anymore. I was like, that's fine. And so we celebrate. We embrace shit. We embrace, and it's just a wonderful fucking family film. A wonderful Madea picture, chat. Despite how we look, we're still family. We're still family, chat. And there it is. What'd you think? 4% on Rotten Tomatoes. And it would be great. I want to make it cover all my bases. I want Madea. I wanted a very ridiculous scenario. I want it to be mildly offensive. And they have those comedic hijinks. Did I do good? I think I did good, chat. Family that juices. Yes, the family that juices, chat. Madea, the family that juices. There you go. The best media film ever, right? That was some of the worst thing ever. I'm done with you. Bye-bye. Chai Race, what are you doing? Step Madea. Chris go to prison again. I'll be a sequel. I'll be the sequel. She corrupted me. That'll be corrupted. That'll be great. By the time I get out of jail, I'll be looking like this. Hell to the yeah. Oh my Lord, chap. Chai Race Herman. And Joe's like, that's Chris Herman. That's what that says. That's some German Nazi motherfucker. No, it says Chai Race Herman. That's what it said. Chai Race. Chai race, okay? The I's in there. You both chai, Joe. Chai race. Chris, God damn it, Mabel, fuck. I'm creating the scene. Can you picture in your mind, chat? I can picture in mine. Madea Halloween 3 feature. That might be it. I'll definitely be in the third the Boo Madea Halloween. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, chat. No. I want that scene where Madea and Chai Race get engaged in shackles. Oh, God. And that'll be the end credits. That'll be the pictures we take at the end. It was not a good idea. Oh, my Lord. Oh, that's the look Grandma gives you when you yell at your mom. There will be no sequel. You release this one, you'll get your ass beat. No, it's going to be great. Breaking news. Chris Herman has been let go from Devil Toast. What are you talking about? I think it's a great idea. I think it's great. Could Tyler Perry would do this. He'd be like, that's a fucking brilliant idea. He'll be an interdimensional cable along with Young White. Exactly. My young white daddy. So I hope you liked it, Carmy Hazel. Naya Brownie, tell Carmy Hazel I did a real good job. Basement Chai Race. Chai Race Herman. I covered all my bases, chat. I fit you guys in there. You're all the little derpy kids. You know, I'm in there. I'm the daycare guy. Madea, mildly offensive in a lot of cases. Perry, watch right now. Taking notes. Work at these people. Like, this is fucking brilliant. Perry, I'm gonna tell her you married your Aunt Madea. That's fine. That's fine. Oh Lord. Maybe that'll be the sequel. It's revealed we're not actually family, but we're going to stay family despite that. You guys got a picture in my mind, Mr. Chai Race getting married to Madea and getting on. And getting on. Hey, chat. Hell yeah. This is our child. That's what they'll look like. Very light-skinned. Oh, my Lord. This is one story I don't want to be in. You're in it anyway. Both of you are in it. Oh, my Lord. So that's the answer to Call Me Hazel's first question, chat. I think I did a really good fucking job. I'm pretty proud of myself. But now we'll get to the second one. Apparently, Call Me Hazel sent me some other questions too, so I'll see what those are like. And this is our next question. If you could guest star in one multicam sitcom, which sitcom would it be? This is hard. I mean, I picked 3, but I mean, if I had to pick one, it would be Boy Meets World, I guess. And it could be like all the various iterations and shit. I grew up with that show. You know, the adventures of Corey, Topanga, Sean, Eric, Mr. Feeney. I mean, I love that. Everyone wished they had a teacher like Mr. Feeney, chat. It was so goddamn good. And, yeah, I mean, I'd love to be like a character, a recurring character on it. Maybe not a main, but a recurring one, you know? Or like a background extra. And we're like, oh, I'm like in the classroom. Because they always had those background extra kids. They were there for like a day or something to film a scene. That would be big. Yeah, Boy Meets World would be huge for me. Would absolutely love that. I mean, some other ones. I mean, if it's not Boy Meets World, it's like it doesn't happen. Definitely, everybody loves Raymond. I mean, we joke about everyone loves Raymond and stuff, and Josh and stuff. But that was like the last laugh track sitcom that I'm like, this is really good. It's really funny. Ray Romano kicked ass on it. I mean, Peter Boyle, all the cast, Brad Garrett, all the people. They really kept that dynamic, and they went on for like 9 seasons, and they were all strong. It ended strong. That was when it went all those Emmys and shit. It was a good show. It was a really good show, despite the laugh track sitcom. Thankfully, even with the laugh track, it was still funny. Like, they still had really funny scenarios and jokes and stuff. And I just loved the dynamic between all the characters. So I would love to be, I don't know, extra Boy Meets Chai Race. Chai Race Herman. Deborah. I could say Deborah. Chris, that slick back look. You go, yeah, I got to jump on a moving semis. Like, oh, do I? Thank you. Oh, thank you, Liz Venture. Oh, and the other one might be Seinfeld. I'd love to be Seinfeld, like the fucking diner stuff in the background, or like one of the soup Nazi's nephew. No soup for you! And it was like very German accent. Hell fucking yeah, Chad. Hell yeah. Yeah, soup Nazi's nephew, extra or recurring character in Boy Meets World, or something. Everybody loves Raymond. But if I had to pick one, I don't know. Maybe Soup Nazi's nephew wouldn't be too bad. That'd be kind of funny. I would like that. Yeah. All three of those. Those are my top 3 choices I have to pick. Oh, but there's also, but it's multi. I was gonna go in like other shows, but forgot like sitcom multicam, so I can't do like Always Sunny in Philadelphia or something. I would love to play like the priest character who constantly gets like fucking worse throughout the whole season. He goes from a priest to be like a crack addict to be like a homeless man. Where he's fucking doing tricks in the corner and shit. He's taking out his teeth and everything. Getting ringworm. I would love to play that recurring role in that show. That'd be really funny. Oh, Lord. But now, we'll go ahead and see what some of Columbia Hazel's other questions are, chat. Chai Reese in the house. Chai Reese. You can play Angela the Boy Meets World. Yeah, I can be Angela. I mean, you go play Angela. You can play that black girl. Man, that white boy. Oh, my Lord. Yes. Yes, that's what I want. Oh, chat, you're killing me here. You're killing me. Oh, my God. You'd have Joe joking when he sees Sean Hunter and Angela, and he's like, "That's like you and that's like Mabel. That's you and Shy Race over there. Shut up, Joe. Shut the fuck up. Shut up, Joe. Your goddamn mouth. That's you." I love it. Oh my God. Oh my God. And now, chat, we call me Hazel has submitted 3 other questions. We'll go ahead and read them. I've not read these yet, so this will just be off the cuff. What is your least favorite Disney movie? It could be a Disney Channel movie or a movie that has released in theaters. Oh my God, that's hard. I really got to think about that. Well, I remember if I think of like Renaissance era, because I grew up in like the Renaissance era of Disney, like the 90s. So Lion King, Aladdin, Hercules and shit. Loved all those movies. But like the one that I never really liked, I mean, I guess it's a tie between 2 of them. Pocahontas and Hunchback of Notre Dame. Pocahontas just because I was kind of bored by it. There's nothing really. I mean, they had the colors of the wind, that song. But outside of that, I was like, the movie's just boring. I didn't like the message of Notre Dame. Like the thing that, I mean, like Esmeralda, hot as hell. Frollo, great villain. But the message of that movie kind of pissed me off, where it's all about, Quasimodo, he loves Esmeralda. Who doesn't? Have you seen her, chat? But he doesn't get her in the end. Despite him being the best of everybody, having this kind heart, because he's still fucking ugly. He's still butt ugly, apparently. And he's like, hey, you're ugly, but you will not. You're ugly. You're a nice guy. You're ugly, and you're not gonna get the girl. Okay? You're gonna get the love of the people, which is like, that's kind of fucking shitty. I really didn't like that. Instead, Esmeralda goes with the hot, blonde, no personality guard or whatever he was in that film, and then he's like, everyone loves Quasimodo, who's not good looking. It's like, and I mean, I guess it is a realistic outcome. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but then they did the sequel where he did get a girl who, loved him despite what he looked like. But I was like, I mean, even as a kid, I'm like, that didn't sit well with me. And that's always stuck with me, despite some really cool things in that movie, some great music, some great sequences. Esmeralda's a beautiful Disney princess character. Not even princess, but just, female lead. But yeah, that never set well with me at the time. Deception, disgrace, clears the scar set upon his face. I forgot all the lyrics of that song, Lion King 2. An outrage, disgrace, for shame. Oh, you got me going. You got me going, Chad. Oh, Jesus. You got me going. It reminds you of when he lived in a bell tower. Whoa! Now you're being a bully. Oh, my God. God damn. Jesus. Disgrace, for shame. Oh, my Lord. And it was cold up there. It was cold up there, and I didn't like it. It was loud. Bells, bells, bells. It was so loud in my ear holes. It hurt my hump. It made my hump jiggle. No one wants their hump to jiggle, chat. No, thank you. Oh, what's that? What's that song? Deception. Disgrace. It is one of us. That's the song. That's what it's called, chat. Oh, here we fucking go, baby. Here we go. Oh, where is it? Where's the lyrics? Give me them lyrics. He's not one of... Oh, here it is, Shay. Here it is. Deception, disgrace, evil as plain as the scar on his face. Deception and outrage, disgrace, for shame. He asked for trouble the moment he came. Deception and outrage, disgrace, for shame. Evil as plain as the scar on his face. Deception and outrage, disgrace, for shame. He asked for trouble the moment he came, born in grief, raised in hate,
helpless to defy his face. Let him run, let him live, but do not forget what we cannot forgive. And he is not one of us. He has never been one of us. He is not part of us, not our kind. Someone most lone slide to us. Now we're not so blind, for we know he would do what he's done, and we know that he'll never be one of us. Deception, disgrace, deception, etc., etc. Boo, boo you. The monkeys throw rocks. They're like, throwing shit at him. It's been a while since I heard that song. But I got the gist of it. Chat. Woo, but yeah, those are off my top of my head I can remember. I'm trying to remember anything else, any Disney movie I hate. I don't know. There might be other things. I can't. Judgment dies without waiting at the end, right? I know, in the original one, yeah. I see like a doodle bar. I need more. I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. Oh, I can do that. There you go. I did it. There you go, Jen. Oh, my Lord. It's about a version of South Sounds Bad. Whoa, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I'll be like, Naya, did you approve? Did you like that? Uh-oh. What'd I do? This is why you should have stayed at the bell tower. No. Oh, Lord. But now, we can move on to Columbia Hazel's fourth question. Second to last question. What is your least favorite candy? I mean, black licorice, but I think that's like everyone's least favorite candy. Black licorice, not a fan of. I don't like dusty candies, like Smarties. I don't like Smarties. Don't like that. It reminds me of like vitamins, like those like what is it? The vitamin C tablets or something. Candy corn's not great. Yeah, candy corn's not very good. No. Sir War, good night, Sir War. Kobe, good night, Chyrese. Later, Jack. Good to see you, Sir War. Chyrese. That's big on it. Yeah, I guess, really, yeah, candy corn, black licorice, any of the powdery candies, like Smarties and stuff like that, Pixie Sticks. I never liked that shit. I was like, nah, you can have all that. No, thank you. What was the little, I guess they're like anything Smarties that's an equivalent of Smarties. Don't like any of that. You're disgusting me now. I mean, I don't really eat candy anymore. It's not my thing. I mean, if I had to have, if I had to have candy now, it's like, okay, you got to get candy. It's like, all right. I like Raisinets. I really like Raisinets. That's big. Milk Duds, I'd say Milk Duds, but Milk Duds just fucking hurt my teeth because it's like, oh God, But I really like Raisinets. I like chocolate covered like Raisinets or cranberries or like nuts or something. Not in a sexual way. Take it easy. Not like Chef's chocolate salty balls. I mean, maybe. But like those, I'm big on those. I like Raisinets a lot. Yeah. That's big. For sure they have real vitamin. Goddamn right. No Smarties. Yeah, I don't like Smarties. Smarties, I hate Smarties. Yeah, I don't like Smarties at all. Yeah. The coconuts. No, I like coconut. Powdery candy, you mean cocaine. Well, that too. Not big on that. Too spicy for Chris. Way too spicy. I don't even know what Take 5 is. Chris' favorite candy is the booger sugar. For some reason, I just can't stand coconut. I've always liked the taste of coconut. I don't mind I know some people hate the texture. They hate the texture of coconut. I don't mind it at all. Never bothered me. People who hate licorice candy, the better, more for me. Nuts in your mouth. The only one that was thinking sex was objecting. You were doing. You're gonna give me a joke. How did you do trick or treat when you were a kid, and what did you dress as? Oh yeah. Yeah, I trick or treat as a kid. My first costume. It was funny. The first year I was trick or treating,
It was it was a costume my mother made me. It was because I was very young, very like 4, I think. I think that's the first time they took me trick or treating, and she made me a tiger costume, and it was snowing. It was snowing outside, and I was sick. That's how it was. Like it was a freak winter in October, and it was snowing, and I was sick. And I think they took me to like the 4 houses, and like, all right, he's done. Take him home. I remember that one. I've also Halloween's. I've gone as Darth Vader. I've gone as Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers. I've done those. Ghostface I've done. Cause, I mean, Ghostface was huge when I was a kid. All the Scream movies and things. Everyone was Ghostface. That was what I was I had this fucking cool werewolf mask that I got one year. It was awesome. It was so good. And then I don't know what happened. I lost it. It was stolen or something. I think it dropped in the ground one time because I put it in like my bag, but it fell out, and then someone picked up and stole it. I was like, oh, I'm such an idiot because it was so hot to have it on your face. And I was like, I'm gonna put it in my candy bag and it'll be fine. But then it must have fallen out. Maybe when I put it down there, it just fell out. Who knows? And yeah, someone stole it. I had this awesome fucking werewolf mask back. It was so cool. It's like $30 too. It was like, whoa. It looked really good. Reese, take a seat. Bunch of Crush. I love salty. Who doesn't? Every flavor jelly beans. Yeah, I love jelly beans. I just don't eat this anymore, really. I mean, I really don't. I really have the candy. But yeah, I like chocolate covered stuff, like Raisinets and things. That'd be more my thing. If I had to get anything, it's like chocolate. It's soft and shit. So that's big for me. Yeah, scary ghost. No, like Ghostface, like from Scream. And like there was like 1,500. There was like 15 Ghostfaces every year. I was Batman once, and when I was 7, I'll send you the pic. I'm trying to remember, was I ever a superhero? I don't think so. Maybe I was Batman one time. I don't remember. First Halloween costume was a slutty milkmaid. Yeah, that's nice. That's not bad. How old were you? Oh, Lord. Those are some of the ones off the top of my head. Oh, and thank you, because they're the 5 views. This is take 5. Oh, it's a Reese's thing with pretzel in it. I never like the idea of chocolate-covered pretzels. It freaks me out. I was like, no, thank you. I'm not about that salty and sweetness mixed together. No, not my thing. Not my thing. Prefer like a Kit Kat thing. That's better. Oh, I used to like cookie dough bites, but I really saw fake. Oh, I'm sure. Like, there's no cookie dough in them. It's not even. It's like plastic. Chocolate and caramel are great. I just can't eat the milk duds because they hurt too much. They're like, ow. Those will destroy your fucking teeth. Again, too spicy. Too spicy for me. That pretzel is like, ooh, it's too spicy. I don't like it. I don't like it in my tummy. Swedish girl, you here? Welcome, Swedish girl. Hope you're doing very well. Hi. Oh, little penguin. Hi. It's adorable. I'm answering questions right now, Swedish girl. It's been fun. I'm in the middle of calling me Hazel's question. She asked me what's my least favorite candies. And I said, like, Smarties, out of powdered candies, that kind of thing. Black licorice. I think everyone hates black licorice. Why do they keep making it? Someone's eating that shit. Someone's eating black licorice and someone's eating, I mean, people apparently, there is an audience for it. They do love that. Yeah. Yeah, I was a Red Ranger's Zorro, the Grim Reaper, and then half-ass Jekyll my last year. I think in my last year I was like Michael Myers, or I was like Jason Voorhees or something. My last year. I don't know what was my last year? I think it was 12 maybe. 12, I think. I think I was 12. I think it was my last year I trick-or-treated. Oh, after that, I was like, I want to stay home and watch fucking horror movies and shit, which is great. Do you like job? No, I don't want to. That's too much. I always like the idea of, like, they're so small. No, I've seen some huge jawbreaker, like, fucking that big. Like, you couldn't even put it in your mouth. Like, oh, my God. Yeah, I mean, it's just a lot. Chyrese may actually like liquor. Chyrese, he might like it. He might like it, chat. But now, chat, we come. You're a Sonic every day on Halloween dress up as a normal person. I should do that. Yeah, right? Clown. Hey! Oh, no, Clan Rome. Chyrese wouldn't dress that way. I think people who are trying to quit smoking illusion. Really? I didn't know it. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. I know that was kind of like a thing to get you off of it. Interesting. This is the last question coming. You've been busy lately creating content. What have you done lately to pamper yourself? That's what she says. Creating content are in quotation marks. What have you done lately to pamper yourself? For example, getting a massage. I believe you should get a massage because you sit down for hours streaming. That's the point. Doing what you do creates a lot of tension on your shoulders. Yep, and neck, which is bad, and my back for your muscles. By the way, did you create the stretch command yet? I did not. Answer your first one. I did not create the stretch command. I get up and just just move around a little bit. I've not done that. That is I gotta do that. I gotta do a lot more commands. You're right about that, Call Me Hazel. to pamper myself outside of like, you know, because I mean, I do like after streaming, I go for a walk, I move around even before I stream. I'm gonna get some physical activity. I lift some weights, you know, get a little cardio in there, a little weightlifting check, because I sit down so much of what I do. And you need to move around, because I mean it's both for my physical health and also my emotional and mental health. That's what I need. But in order to treat myself, it's more like I mean it's nothing like outlandish. Maybe I should treat myself more often. But sometimes it's like, hey, I just want to nap. And sometimes I just want to lay in bed or lay on my couch and stuff and just kind of zone out and just relax and shit. Maybe I'll have like some tea on my side, like some cup of tea or coffee or whatever. I'm sipping that, having, you know, nice little quiet time for myself, you know. I probably should get back into reading more. I definitely want to read more. I haven't properly like read a book in a long time, and I should start reading again. That just relaxes you, it clears your mind, chat, because I'm always in front of a screen so much of the time, and I was like, that'd be good to do. I mean, sometimes I treat myself for like, you know, to food or something. I make myself something, not too outlandish, but every once in a while, I'll get like, you know, a little nice cut of steak or something, do that in the pan, get some red wine, enjoy a nice meal, enjoy watching something. I haven't done that in a while, though, in a very long time. So maybe I should do that more often. I don't really eat red meat anymore, but, you know. I don't know, something like that. But but self-care is very important. But I guess my whole thing is, and it's self-care, but it's nothing like super like pampering myself. It's just physical activity. It's going for a nice long walk. It's clearing my head. I mean, that's really good. So I'm just taking a nap, or sometimes just sitting there, just relaxing with my own thoughts and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe I should take the time to do something else. You know, I mean, I had gone back to the movies, although both times have been for content creation. When I went to, I mean, I enjoyed, but I'll say this, like when I went to go see Old, it was still a fun time. I still enjoyed myself. I got a big goblet margarita. I drank that, chat. I enjoyed a movie of a big audience of people. That was still nice. It was relaxing. It was to myself. I went by myself, and that was fine. So yeah, that was like a recent thing I've done. But I probably should do more things. I realize this. I'm just trying to work on so much content. I should also get back in the Discord and interact with you guys more on that. I've just been working on so much stuff that's kind of taken a backseat. But I do want to get more into that. But yeah, I do self-care by putting on lipstick. That's good. My self-care is not bullying Chris. Thank you, Naya. You should read a book that focuses on not being a bully to your sweet. I mean, I should read a book. Apparently, a man died from eating too much black licorice last year. Damn. Holy shit. But was that like the only thing he was eating? Self-care so bar is a nice PG-rated answer. That's very nice PG-rated. Thank you. Oh. Yes. I don't do anything else. John, I really hope you had a good dinner at a BLT. I had a chicken Caesar salad. That's what I had. Chicken Caesar salad with got some onion in there, pumpkin seeds, which are very good for you. I had some pumpkin seeds in there, which is very nice shit. Got that from that time I went to the grocery store. I got this big fucking thing of pumpkin seeds. They're very healthy. So I put that in there, mixed that in. It was tasty. Very tasty, Chad. Yeah, and that's all I do. My self-care is saying something nice. Well, I appreciate that, Jason. Thank you. Say something nice, Mr. Evan. Oh, that's nice of you. That's sweet of you, Newsy Ducky. Thank you. Thank you. Netherlands eats the most black licorice too. Oh, interesting. I wonder why. Is that where it was made? Where it originally came from? I don't know. Safe word is chicken salad. Licorice candy is my drug. I love that. Now if you want to eat. Oh, damn. All right. Plays Pornhub, son. Huh? Oh, shit. Oh, Chad. What happened to all those nice things we're about to say about me? That didn't happen now, did it? People were like, nah. I drink. Hey, Chris is the funniest man alive. Corey and Burger. Oh, well, you know, I mean, at least, you know, the funniest white man alive. I'll take that. Love you, Chris. Thank you, Swedish Girl. That's nice, Mr. Evan. You are a person. I am that. Thank God. Thank God. Mr. Evan is awesome. He deserves to live happy. Oh, thank you, John. Yeah, listen. No, what I'm doing right now, this is a before chat. Doing this for a living. Like, I would never want to go back to a day job, an office job. I just I can't do it. It wasn't good for my mental health, my emotional health, my physical health. Like, doing this has been so much fun. Just me talking. I've been talking for nearly 3.5 hours, and answering questions for people that have subscribed to my Patreon, that pay me to talk like this. That's a rare thing to be able to do. You know, and so I'm very appreciative for that fact and for these very kind people to do this and for you guys for letting this happen. I wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. So it's been great, and I'm very privileged and very lucky to be able to do this. And I hope to keep doing it, hope to keep making it better. There's always things I want to change, always things I want to improve upon. You know, get on a better schedule for myself. You know, I also want to get my rest in and, you know, have time to, you know, take decompress, pamper, you know, all that. It's good. It's healthy. But I'm happy. I am happy, Chad. I am happy. Always working on new stuff and always trying to create new stuff for you guys to enjoy. So, yeah, Mr. Evans, my Harvard student. Oh, wow. That's a hell of a comment. Thank you. Thank you, Chris. This is Michael Fester from Shame on his off day. Well, you know. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Self-care is a nutshell that puts the lotion on. It's, I mean, you know, there's certain things you got to do. You got to do it. Everyone does it, and you got to do it. And you are kind to your community and have a great sense of humor. Thank you, Cass Faye. Thank you. No, so you gotta have that, you know, that kind of personality. Take everything in stride, just have fun with it. Create a, you know, something that's very kind for people, you know, too, very welcoming community. So, yeah. I mean, you could talk in the office too, but it could seem to be disturbing. People are just like, who the fuck's he talking to? I'm like, because we love me back. I love you, Swedish girl. I love you. I love talking to you. I'm always a privilege having you here, Swedish girl. You know that. No, it's been great. It's been great. And we had some great questions tonight, Chad. That was the last question from Color Me Hazel, Chad. We had a ton. What was that, 20 questions nearly? It was like well over, I think it was at least over 15. And I gave you those thick, girthy, well-endowed, curvaceous, robust answers, Chad. It's what I do. Cody, do you do dating apps? Yeah. Yeah, that's how I met my most recent girlfriend that I had. We met via online. Lived in the area. We dated, of course. It was great. It was a great time, you know. But you know, certain things happen where she had to move, you know, for monetary reasons. Which I'm like, I ain't moving. And I went on some dates, dated a few people afterwards, of course. But not in a serious relationship or anything like that. Not right now. That might change. Not saying that's like set in stone. I know I've said that this is kind of like this one I'm concentrating on right now. I'm married to you, Chad, so I'm married to. But I might change, you know. That is something I want to eventually do in my life. I want to, you know, pursue a relationship and be happy with someone, get married and kids, that whole thing. But, you know, certain things need to happen before that, of course. But it's been good. Squish, 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 Naya. Yes. Indeed. Is it Tali? Yes, it's Tali. Yes. If only, chat. If only. Oh, because the play. Oh, thank you. She went missing. No, she didn't. She's alive. You can find her wherever she may be in various areas. Oh, Lord. I'm going to set up a multiple dad traps across the country, peanut butter and carrots. Got to get a dad. Can't sing. Hey, well, and, you know, glad you should us pictures of you in the song so you'll get a lot of matches. Oh, I know that. No doubt. But no, I mean, you know, we'll see what happens. Chap. I'm not rushing anything. I'm having fun. I'm taking it in my stride. And when it happens, when I meet someone I want to, you know, do stuff with, and it's like, hey, that's great. I'll keep you updated. I'll let you know what's going on, Chad. Who knows? Maybe it'll be soon. But yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I've really loved doing this. Love working on this and improving upon it for you guys. So we'll keep on doing it. But Chad, my friends. Chris must be like the real life Hank Moody from California. Oh, you know it. From Californication. Yup. Oh, indeed. Ever said we are married. You're married. I'm married to you, Chad. That's how it is. Can't divorce me. That's how it has to be. Remember, you shouldn't be dating when you have all these Twitch babies all over the place. Not including all the times you guys praying. All the time. It's, oh, God. So much alimony. That's why I got to keep doing this, chat. I got to pay all that money. All that money, chat. Oh, Lord. Device Klein, welcome back. I dozed out after Vane's question. What did I miss? Oh, Chyrese Herman. You missed Chyrese Herman. Medea's great nephew. You go ahead and look it up. Go again and watch the VOD, Divine Miss Klein. It was great. It was good. Oh, Lord. See, you're not doing this. That's good. That's what you need to sleep. That's what you need to do. Very nice. Very nice. And I have Mistress Chair, obviously. Definitely have Mistress Chair, Jeff. But with that, my friends, after 3.5 hours, this was a nice, thick, very robust Class in the Glass cast for your ass with a little bit of sass, chat. But at this point, I got to get going. I must leave you.